giving place. Meanwhile, if organizers had their way, it apparently would have been Nicklaus instead of Greg Norman, who would have been at the helm of the league. In a story from the Fire Pit Collective, Jack Nicklaus turned down offers twice to lead that effort, said he was offered $100 million. It's Tuesday, May 17th, birthday of Tony Parker, the four-time NBA champ, six-time All-Star, turning 40 today. NBA Conference Finals underway tonight with the East Celtics Heat, ESPN, and here on ESPN Radio. KJ and Max are next. I'm Jay Reynolds, ESPN Radio.
Coming up next, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
For 30 years.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Every thrilling moment has led to this.
What is that?
The biggest carnivore the world has ever seen.
And for a limited time only, capture your Barbasol Jurassic cans before they're gone. And don't miss Jurassic World Dominion in theaters June 10th. Rated PG-13. Some material may be inappropriate for children under 13.
Behold, New Jersey, with the Caesars Casino app, you have dozens of your favorite slots right at your fingertips. Sign up and get your first deposit matched up to $2,000 with a bonus for slots or video poker, plus a $100 gas card using promo code Radio Casino. Must be 21. Offer valid in New Jersey only and for new users. Minimum wagering within 7 days required to unlock bonus. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Play like a Caesar with Caesars Casino.
Now, local businesses can get closer to every customer in their city with fast, affordable shipping. Introducing USPS Connect Local. You want speed? We deliver same or next day. You want savings? We give you supplies at a flat rate. You want less legwork? We do free pickups. Move your local business forward with the United States Postal Service. Let's connect at USPSconnect.com/local. Specific markets, restrictions apply. Same day or next day delivery expected, but not guaranteed with entry close to final destination.
97.5 The Fanatic is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to performing broad outreach to fill job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Community organizations that wish to receive our job postings should contact the Fanatic's business office by calling 610-771-9750. We also encourage listeners to visit bbgi.com, where you'll find an online listing of job openings at Beasley Media Group, LLC.
There is a place outside of Philadelphia where the aroma of freshly baked bread brings you back to more traditional times. The era when families joined together to enjoy an authentic old world taste with traditional recipes and fresh ingredients. That time and place still exists at Corpele's Italian Bakery and Deli. Since 1924, now 4 generations and 4 locations. The Corpele's family has been bringing you back to a more nostalgic time by sharing their favorite recipes and consistently adding new flavors for new traditions. While Corpele's Italian Bakery and Deli is well known for their famous tomato pie, voted best in Philadelphia, nothing compares to their fresh baked bread and strombolis, handmade pastries, cookies, pies, and a wide range of custom cakes. For a list of locations and all your party needs, explore more at corpelesbakery.com.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win. We have recovered billions in settlements and verdicts over the years. We have never taken a fee unless we've won the case. Our service is free unless we recover for you. You can hire the largest personal injury law firm in the world as your personal lawyer for free unless and until we recover for you.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
Yeah, it starts now. 6 a.m. hour of The John Kincade Show. Hope you had a great night's sleep. I did. Bradford White Water Heaters are here for the pro. And my good feeling was that thought on my head this morning when the hot water hit from the Bradford White Water Heaters right through that shower was I packed for the last time to go to Atlanta. That was a great. I started packing Sunday. That was the greatest feeling in the world to know when I zipped that suitcase today. I said, I don't ever have to do this anymore.
Nice. You made it.
I do not have to do this anymore. That was my feeling of the day. Bob, what was your feeling when the hot water hit you on that?
I'm tired of sleeping on the couch.
Why don't you be nice to your wife and then she'll let you sleep in the bed?
Is that how it goes? I never understand.
The back hurting you still?
No. Everything's good. Good thoughts for today. Phillies playing again tonight. Pat's in charge today, so that made me feel
Pat
good
is
when I
running
woke
the show
up
today
because Coach is out. So
I apologize about the show sheet.
Those were the two brightest thoughts I had before the feet hit the floor today.
Jamie, you were dreaming of like the beach. You're dreaming of like a little head down to the shore.
I'm
this
heading up
summer.
to the Poconos this weekend for my cousin's wedding, so I guess I was probably thinking of that.
And that won't get canceled or anything, right? I mean, because you keep having these things where you have great things planned, and then kids get in the way.
And then I was annoyed at Bootsy for waking up and wanting to go out and pee.
Bootsy!
So what the hell, Bootsy?
How old's Boots?
She's probably 13 and a half.
Oh, my gosh. And you're mad at her? She's 13
I know. I'm not really mad, just temporarily mad.
Oh, okay. Pat, what were you excited about this morning, other than the fact that you have your hands on the wheel of the show this morning?
Yeah, I don't have a coach in here.
You're the driver.
It makes you a little sad, doesn't it?
Breaks my heart.
It really does.
Yeah.
Great job with the show sheet, though.
Yeah, until the 9 o'clock hour.
Until the 9 o'clock hour, then you literally mailed it in.
Are you lonely in there when Coach isn't with you, Pat? Is it? Are you okay? Should I come in every once in a while during the show? Or
yeah, that would help.
Yeah,
yeah,
just to make you feel good.
Sometimes I find myself like talking, and then I look up, and he's just not there, and I don't know what to do.
Okay, Pat. Here's what I want to do, if we could, is that either Connor or Heavy Chevy can come in during every segment and can just look at you, not look at us, and say something derogatory about what's going on in this room.
That would help.
Okay, just to keep it like a normal day.
I don't want to get out of my routine.
So Connor and Mike come in and like if you see something you don't like or whatever, just you go in and you tell Pat,
what is he doing?
Correct, and then go from there.
That's the Patrick Beverly role.
Exactly. By the way, Pat wants you to know that the little groove above your lip, under your nose, is called the philtrum. I never knew that. I've never heard that. I've never heard that word
before. I think I've
before.
heard that before.
I've never heard that.
Never. No, never.
The philtrum.
Yeah, you'll be impressing some people with that today.
Yeah, like I get on the plane and
you have a sexy philtrum.
Yeah, you drop sexy philtrum, you're off the couch, Bobby.
Yeah.
See, now I wondered if
he's talking to you again, Jamie.
What's the word for the butt chin?
I think butt chin.
Just that.
Yeah,
like my brother, like Doc has a butt chin.
Oh, I have a friend that has a prominent butt chin.
Tom Brady has the butt chin. You know, you get the butt chin. So
does he still have it with all the work he's had done?
Who, Tom?
Yeah.
Well, Tom, seriously. If Tom Brady has anything more done to his face, he's going to have to unbutton his shirt to take a pee. I mean, honestly, they're stretching it thin. As we get rolling this morning, there's audio I want you to hear from Brian Windhorst, and it's not Brian Windhorst breaking wind, which Jamie loves to play, which always gives a little bit of fun.
My
and
screen's
frivolity.
frozen.
It's frozen up.
Yeah.
But Brian Windhorst talking with Greeny yesterday on Greeny's show let a little bomb drop about what Daryl Morey may be up to this offseason.
I promise you that Daryl Morey has big, giant plans to acquire another star. Whether he's going to execute it, I don't know. But part of getting that done is going to require Harden to take some sort of pay cut.
What are the names that we're going to be talking heavily about when we get to that time, Wendy?
Well, you're doing a very good job of asking me a question that was going to potentially create news if I give you an honest answer. So I'm going to stop just short of that. Philly has dreams and plans, as Daryl Morey does. And And, a key factor here is that they have Tobias Harris, who would have value in a possible trade, and they have Tyrese Maxey, who would have value in a possible trade. And you would need a player, potentially near the end of his contract, to come and say, I would like to go play in Philadelphia. Is that something that could happen? Maybe. We'll see. I know that Philly and Daryl are going to try to make it happen.
It says to me, and Bob, you can say, it says to me Bradley Beal. A player towards the end of his contract.
I got another name.
Okay, what's your other name?
Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
Did you just say that the exact same
Does
time
Donovan
I did?
Mitchell have 2 years or 1 year?
What's the matter with you? He signed a 5-year extension in 2020.
Bradley Beal has 1 year.
Oh, Mitchell's contract goes. He's still got like 3 years.
Okay, well, that's not towards the end of his contract then. He's the only one with that one. Believe me, the Donovan Mitchell thing intrigues me.
He has 4 years remaining at 30, 32.6, 34.8, and 37.1.
Are you talking about another star?
Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah. Star?
Oh, God, yeah. Donovan Mitchell, you don't think he's a star?
He's a
okay.
star.
Tell me, is Embiid's a star, right?
Embiid's a superstar.
Okay. So now we have stars, we have superstars. I think we get to that whole
Donovan
thing.
Mitchell's a star. Yeah. Embiid's a superstar.
Yeah. Okay. So I absolutely screamed when I heard it yesterday afternoon on NBA Today, or whatever the Malika Andrews show is. I do not want to hear anything about Tyrese Maxey leaving this club. I actually am annoyed. It annoys the hell out of me to even think that they would find something like Tyrese Maxey and be like, yeah. Well, we need another star. We got to go star chasing, and we're going to get rid of Tyrese Maxey to do it. No. And I don't care who the return is. And if it's Bradley Beal, unless you're getting the school nurse to come with him, I have no interest in that either. Not for Tyrese Maxey. I'm not trading 6 years. I think if I'm not mistaken, Bradley Beal will be 29 by the time the season starts next year. So you're trading 6 years, maybe 7 for him. There's no way I'm trading 6 seasons of Tyrese Maxey in order to get Bradley Beal. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you serious? This is what we're going to do. We're going to have broken down Bradley Beal, breaking down James Harden, breaking down Joel Embiid. You're going to end up with another damn process in a couple years. What is this? I don't want Daryl Morey handling this franchise like he's sitting at a poker table in Vegas at a bachelor party and he's been overserved, Patrick.
All right, let's listen. I can't believe that you're having this take, because let's listen to exactly what Windhorst said, okay?
Okay.
Let's listen to it again.
Key factor here is that they have Tobias Harris, who would have value in a possible trade, and they have Tyrese Maxey, who would have value in a possible trade.
That's it. He's not mentioning that they're including him. He's mentioning the 2 guys who would have the most value on the Sixers, which is true. If you think about it, who are the 2 guys that teams would immediately ask for in any kind of trade for a superstar? They'd ask for Tyrese Maxey. They'd ask for Tobias Harris.
They're asking for Tyrese Maxey long before they're asking for...
Yeah, the second guy would be Tobias Harris. Because the money would have to match up.
And he has to be talking to people to come with this take. He has to be talking to people, and my guess is he's talking directly to Daryl Morey.
No, see, I took it as he's mentioning the 2 most enticing pieces that the Sixers would have to dangle out for a trade. I did not take it as the Sixers are indeed dangling Tyrese Maxey in a trade. I don't think there's a shot in hell that they trade Tyrese Maxey.
What about you,
I think there's a possibility.
Yeah, I would think there's a possibility. Look, the biggest conundrum in the NBA, if you're a general manager, if you were asked, what do you think is the biggest challenge you could face of any team in the NBA, what would it be? I guarantee you building a team around Joel Embiid would be up there in the top 3 maybe. So Daryl Morey's here now, and he's like, oh, how I'm going to do it. Nobody could do it before me, so I'm going to do it. And if that includes getting another superstar in his mind to make it work, sure, Tyrese Maxey would be on the table. To win a championship or 2, yeah, he'd probably do anything. Do I agree with it?
Guys.
Yeah. Do I agree with it? I don't know.
Oh, my God.
I don't like Donovan Mitchell as much as some people do. I like him.
He clearly said end of his contract.
Yeah.
He clearly says
But
that.
Donovan Mitchell being at the Sixers playoff game wasn't nothing. That's a subliminal little blip on the radar for me. If I'm Utah and I'm offered Tyrese and Toby for Donovan Mitchell, done and done.
I think it's done.
Yeah, like him and Rudy Gobert are done. Like that relationship.
No, but I think that would be done, right?
If I'm Utah,
Tobias and
pouncing
Maxey
at that deal.
on the table for Donovan Mitchell would be a done deal.
Yeah, what did Joel Embiid ask for at his press
that's
conference?
a great question.
A tough player.
A tough player.
He asked for Donovan Mitchell.
And I'll give you that. Absolutely.
And Mitchell's listen to his scoring over the 5 years he's been in the league. 21, 24, 24, 26, 26.
You lose 3 years with Mitchell over
Do his
Maxey?
shot attempts next.
He's 3 years older than Maxey? I would believe something
about
like that.
Let me double check.
Okay, something along those lines.
Well, he's 25. He'll be
he's 25, so it's
26 in
3 years.
December.
So it's
in September.
So it's 4 years. He's 4 years older than Maxey.
Yeah, but
5 years older than Maxey.
That trade that you guys talked about there with Maxey and Tobias for Donovan Mitchell, it goes back to any hypothetical trade we get brought up. And Bob always brings it up. It's okay, yeah, but the other side. Like, who says no? I think the Sixers say no.
Well, they'd have to get more probably to make the money match even because Tobias is at 42 and a half, and then Maxey, it's like 46. And if Donovan's only 32, you could probably pry another role player, mid-level veteran type away from them too.
It's just hard for me to imagine, and maybe it's my naivete, but it's hard for me to imagine that after everything that they've seen from Tyrese Maxey, that they would be willing to include him in a trade.
You know why?
Because he's so cheap.
Because somebody who has a short-term mentality, someone who has a gambler's mentality, who realizes I've made my money in life, is going to say, you know what, I want to make the big splash.
Or
I don't care about long-term. I'm not going to be the Sixers GM in 5 years.
Or is he concerned about giving him a max contract? I mean, if in the back of Daryl Morey's mind, if he goes, all right, this is the absolute peak for this kid, do I want to pay him $47.5 million a year coming up? Probably not. Like, I'm just playing devil's advocate
that's
here.
Devil's advocate.
I mean, that's looking into the future going, I don't know.
And, John, you said something really interesting there. You said, am I going to be the GM 5-6 years down the road? Probably not. Guess what? Joel Embiid's probably not going to be anything in 5 or 6 years, or might not be anything.
32.
Exactly, and the way these
right.
injuries are piling up. So with Joel Embiid, and Jamie has said it through the years, it's a win-now thing. I mean, that's what it is. As much as we love Tyrese Maxey and the future and all, there's not much of a future here with Joel Embiid being in his prime.
If it's Bradley Beal that he's chasing, for God's sakes, run in the opposite direction. You want 3 broken-down guys to be your cornerstones? 3 guys. Because he says... He's very specific to say a guy at the end of his contract. That's Bradley Beal. And Bradley Beal, who, I mean, seriously, you want 3 guys that are breaking down to be your cornerstones of your stool? 3 legs of the stool. I guarantee you one of them won't be healthy when the other 2 are, or 2 of them may be broken down when one of them's healthy. They're always breaking down, all 3 of them.
What are you closer to a championship with? And be like, honestly.
Okay.
James Harden, Bradley Beal, Joel Embiid, or James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. I mean, Tyrese Maxey might not reach his prime for 3 more years, 2-3 more years.
You mean closer in the window? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you go back, look at Doc Rivers' last championship or only championship team. You had a Ray Allen, the big 3 that they had here,
Kevin
Paul
Garnett.
Pierce and
Right.
Kevin Garnett. The 3 of them weren't necessarily in their prime. They were, they were like they're kind of like
early
what
30s.
this 3 would be. Yeah.
But these 3 are broken down.
But you need to get
all
another
3
piece
of them
back
are broken down.
If you're giving up those 2.
You can't have 3 guys who all have injury history.
Get
you
Eric
can.
Pascal.
You can't have 3 of them. You can't build around 3 guys that are broken down.
Sure you
Constantly.
Well, if they're not broken down for a month period that's the playoffs, you'd be all right.
I'll trade the future for a championship. I'll be honest.
And I think that's what the thinking is.
Championship?
I think it gives you one of the best big 3 in the NBA, whether it's Donovan Mitchell or Bradley Beal, if not the best on paper. It's just the question of health come playoff time. That's the big concern.
Hey, it's way too nice outside to eat dinner at home. Why don't you take the family out to PJ Wellahans tonight? Great wings and burgers, crab cake sandwiches, craft beers, and so much more. We love our local PJs. Find yours in case you haven't.
Like, John, I said the same thing with the Eagles. I'll trade 10 years of suffering for a Super Bowl. I don't regret that for a second.
Yeah, but you didn't go and make moves that sacrifice the future.
But hypothetically, it was that deal with the devil. Would you take a Super Bowl for 10 years of misery? And I said, absolutely.
Oh, I would have.
And I'm at that point with the Sixers where I'm kind of, am I ever going to see a title in my life? And yeah, I'll take a title over the future outlook.
Well, here's what's great. That swings us right back into it because the Eagles have done it once again. They dominate the conversation around here anyway, but they've once again managed to be the franchise with the brightest future. No matter how much critique they get, no matter how much they get ridiculed, the executive gets torn apart. They dust themselves off, and they remain king of the hill. And it's not even close. The 76ers squander chance after chance. The Eagles never needed to tank to rebuild. The Flyers have fallen off the map. The Eagles don't. The Phillies have the longest playoff drought going, and that's iffy if it's going to change course. It's up in the air. I don't understand it when they do it in the sport where parity is most prevalent. The Eagles just continue to find their way. Even when the Eagles have been trying to rebuild or they've rebuilt this roster in a lot of ways, and they did it by making the playoffs 4 out of 5 years. I seriously don't understand it, the mastery that they've done when you look at it.
I talk about culture a lot with the 76ers. The Eagles have a winning culture. They do. It's not the over-the-top winning culture like a New England Patriots where you're winning championships often, but you're one of the top 5 teams in the NFL over the last 20 years as far as wins, right?
And they remade their roster in a matter of 3 seasons.
Yeah, I don't think we know how good we have it with the Eagles sometimes. Sure, championships are the ultimate, and there's no question about that. But, God, this team's good pretty much every year over the last 25 years.
4 out of 5 years in the playoffs while you're rebuilding after a Super Bowl.
Counterpoint, they're like 500 since the Super Bowl, and it's not really as impressive when you dive into the details of it. I mean, some of that's been benefited by a horrible division.
Okay, which other teams also get to face in their career.
But I mean, overall, in the, 5-6 years since the Super Bowl, I believe they're right around 500.
They are.
So, I mean, the results say mediocre since the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you're retooling your entire roster. Yesterday on NFL Live,
but do you have a quarterback?
They voted away. They're like, who is the bright future? I have a Michael Irvin thing where Michael Irvin on the NFL Network says the Eagles could be on the verge of an NFC East dynasty. And then on NFL Live, they're talking about most talented young rosters in the NFL, and they got the Eagles in the top 3. How, Pat? How did this happen? How did Howie Roseman pull this one off?
Dynasty?
No, in the NFC East.
Okay, well,
Michael Irvin says he believes Dallas has a ticking. He believes Dallas is going this way, and the Eagles are going this way, and he thinks the Eagles roster is better built for long-term success in the division.
Might be. The Cowboys draft really well, so
they tend to.
But Jamie said the magic question there. They don't the massive question mark at quarterback. It's the one position you can't really have a question mark at. So. I agree with pretty much everything you guys
who have thrown in the towel, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good point. But I agree with everything that like Bob said. I try to step back sometimes and realize how lucky we are to be Eagles fans because they are always competitive. They are always spending. They're not the Miami Dolphins,
Right.
With that said, that also makes the fan base extremely hungry because they're always competing. We always think that this could be, quote, the year, and when it falls short, we get really angry and we curse.
Hungry dogs run faster.
See, Bob, I have no thoughts going into the season that this can be the year. And I understand what Pat's saying though. Many will, especially if let's say they started out 5-1. Then people would be going, man, Super Bowl, they get excited. I still will have it at no time this year will I be thinking. Yeah, they can win the Super Bowl.
Well, I have it here. I have them winning the opening game
at
Bob,
there we go. Your mic's
what?
Bob's mic is scratching again, Pat. Could you get Rodney in here?
And then
something's not happening.
Let's just do the first.
I'll tell you what. I think I said this kind of understatedly a couple of weeks ago. Are we not as excited about this Eagles team as we should be? Now I know they don't have corners, they don't have safety. There are holes, but
I'm very excited.
This offense. It could be something pretty special, and I understand the quarterback questions and all of that. They won 9 games with this quarterback last year, and they weren't nearly as talented as they are now. I think this is going to be a pretty fun year. Obviously, you got to find help in that defensive secondary. But when you look at this offense, and I know the big question mark's the quarterback before people come at me, but every place else, they're really good.
Yeah, they are. They are. Hey, join the Fanatic and reserve your spot now with a small deposit at Philly Sports Trips for your road trip of the year that you want to go to with the Philadelphia Eagles on the road. So Philly Sports Trips, travel with the birds and travel with the pros. Go to phillysportstrips.com and get yourself set in there. I'm excited. I find myself very excited for the Eagles. I am fascinated, though, how they can continually retool.
Yeah,
because it is a skill.
You know, excitement with me isn't just, they're going to be really great, so I'm excited. Like I'm excited to watch what you may figure out this year. I'm excited to see what Jalen Hurts may or may not be. I'm excited to see what, their young draft picks are. A.J. Brown's going to be, I think, phenomenal in this offense. Sometimes excitement doesn't just, to me, equate with success. It's also about learning about a team, and that's where I am this year with this team.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this team. One, they addressed linebacker, which kind of shocked me.
Multiple times.
Yeah, they have. I'm interested to see what Jonathan Gannon does year two, what kind of defense they run. There might be a combination of a bunch of different looks and fronts and 3-4, 4-3s. Who knows? I really do want to know who the cornerback and safeties are. Because I don't mind Marcus Epps, but I don't really want to hear Marcus Epps' day one opening starter.
Yeah,
and some guy from within, like Zach McPherson is the cornerback 2 starter. Like that would take a little wind out of my sails. But overall, pretty excited. And if Jalen Hurts can improve on last year, they got a chance to win the division.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited.
We didn't say that last year.
Absolutely.
There's reason to be excited. So we'll be with you all morning long. You can get in with us if you want at 610-632-0975. The amount of work that someone does usually shows me how dedicated, how driven they are. Can you get more done in less time is the question for this team. It's next on the John Kincade Show. Welcome aboard here on this Tuesday morning on The Fanatic. I love the American Association for Cancer Research, the AACR, and I love it especially because of the fine work they do, because as a 2-time cancer survivor, I understand it, that, the challenges of cancer go further than just the patient themselves. It goes to their spouses. It goes to their families. So curing cancer is a huge deal. Helping people deal with cancer is an even bigger deal. And the AACR has more than 50,000 researchers worldwide that are helping to drive progress. And cancer research is at an all-time great level. So when you donate to the AACR, you're helping the scientists and doctors who are going to discover the next breakthrough. So do it today. Support cancer patients and their families in a very tangible way. Donate online right now. Go to aacr.org/fanatic. Make sure you do it. Maybe back at the office later. aacr.org/fanatic. Any dollar amount helps because cancer research saves lives.
The John Kincade Show.
God, I am so sick of this crap.
Is this the show?
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hi, I'm Patrick Fingles, owner of New Look Home Design. Let's be honest, getting a new roof is not easy. You got to call contractors and hope they call you back. You got to get 3 estimates. Then you got to figure out how you're going to pay for it. Well, at New Look, it's different. Schedule a same-day, on-site, or virtual estimate. All estimates come with a free 3D rendering of your roof, so you know exactly what it's going to look like. And we give you line-by-line pricing, so you know exactly what you're going to pay for. Plus, it's a great time to save. Most contractors will let you pay half up front for the roof and the other half later. At New Look, we let you pay half later and the other half never. Through May, only pay for half your roofing materials and pay the other half later with interest-free financing. Call 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300. NewLookHomeDesign.com. It's the easy way to roof.
Hey guys, Bob Cooney here, and the playoffs are heating up, and you can make every game feel like Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge, an official partner of the NBA. Throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You'll get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many ways to play. I just love it. And what I love is when you do win, you'll get paid faster than a fast break. Are you new to FanDuel? Well, then download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Bob to get your first risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's promo code Bob. If you already have an account, you're all set. No sweat. Either way, you'll get up to $20 in free bets if your same-game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA.
21 plus and present in PA. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
May is Maytag month, the hardest working month of the year, when you can save on hard-working Maytag performance. Like laundry pairs that make clothes think twice before getting dirty again. Refrigerators that make cold your new favorite flavor. And dishwashers that eat caked on oatmeal for breakfast.
Don't wait. Put the hardest working month of the year to work for you and save big on Maytag appliances now through June 1st. Because May is Maytag month.
And now a small business setback, delivered by a kind French stranger.
Monsieur, there was an accident. The windshield of your catering van is, how do you say, kaput? But Progressive has an extensive network of repair shops. Now, we sing about the old days. Brave marin revient de guerre.
When things go wrong with your small business, it's comforting to know you have Progressive Commercial. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Croissance for everyone. Brave
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Hey, Dad? Cool if I change this?
They may not get each other's music, but they can both get a COVID-19 booster shot. Because the CDC recommends booster shots for people 12 years and older after completion of a primary series. Schedule an appointment as soon as you are eligible. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
The amazing Fred Beans used car sale is on. For 3 days only, May 20th, 21st, and 23rd. Browse over 1,800 cars, trucks, and SUVs, and more than 500 certified pre-owned vehicles. All backed by our 5-day return, 30-day exchange policy. Plus, get a head start on summer by receiving a Weber grill with any used car purchase. Hurry in today, because the amazing Fred Beans used car sale is 3 days only. As Fred himself always says, our used cars are better because our reputation depends on it. See how we do used better at fredbeansused.com. While supplies last, see dealer for full details.
Hey there, casino fans. I'm here to let you know that the new BetRivers.com casino app is here. It's got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play, fast payouts, and a rewards program you'll love. Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. So get ready, casino lovers, to experience the BetRivers.com difference you can trust. It's a whole new game. Download it today.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Philadelphia. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Baby Boomer Dilemma, at 1-800-451-8989. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you'll get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. So don't delay, call right now, 1-800-451-8989. That's 1-800-451-8989, 1-800-451-8989.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, I'm a seasoned broadcaster, but I've also got a fine head of hair.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
You think it's too early to email Todd and to be able to, and our promo team to try to
Todd
get like a
McShay?
little bit of gift? No, a little bit of gift of stuff. I forgot that the guys have been greeting me at the gate when they hear that I'm flying out. Some of the luggage guys and everything, I've been meeting them at the Delta gates. And I wanted to bring them a little swag today.
Pat knows what time they get in.
Pat,
Probably
yeah,
early
maybe
side.
maybe I can. What was the best time to email Todd?
Now.
Like 8 o'clock? Okay.
8:30.
I always hate to do that because some people have their phones.
Well, Todd reads every email.
Oh, he does?
Legitimately, yeah. Like, he doesn't
He
skip
does.
an email. Yeah. So if you email him now, he'll get back to you. It's
Yeah, but-
just a
oh,
matter of
okay.
what time he gets back to you.
No, but do you ever get people that will send you an email at like 1 a.m?
Yeah.
And your phone goes off?
No.
No.
Oh, so you
There's
have no
settings.
alarm on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's settings that
So you
will
have
stop
none.
that from happening.
Well, it's like but what if you had an emergency?
There's no emergency that comes through via email.
Oh, that's the truth too. Yeah, that's it. That's a good
Like,
idea.
you'll just call me.
Okay. The Department of Education is proposing regulations that will make it harder for charter schools to open, operate, and grow. Education Secretary Cardona back off, and that was paid for by the National Alliance for Public Charter Schools. I did not tell somebody to back off. They did. So just so you have that there. I'm concerned about this with the Eagles again. And once again, I want to lay it all on the table. I had a lot of doubts about Nick Sirianni. And almost every single one of them, Nick Sirianni proved me wrong. And he didn't prove me wrong because I didn't say he couldn't do it, but I had doubts. I had questions about him. How about this? Nick Sirianni answered so many of my questions, and I think he answered them emphatically last year. But one of the things that the Eagles chose to do was to have one of the most lackadaisical off seasons as far as workouts. And I'm of the belief, this is just assumption, this is not reporting, this is not me knowing, this is just an educated guess from people I've spoken to, is that the veterans said to him, we need less of those. And a young coach wanted to gain favor with the veterans on the team and said, okay, well, I'm going to go with that. And the Eagles had a very lackadaisical OTAs, not a lot of required days to be there for work. And then they had training camp. And then the Eagles came out and crapped the bed for a month and a half and they were on pace for the most penalties in NFL history through 6 games. They came out sloppy. They came out disorganized. They didn't play in the preseason. And now I see the Eagles 6 OTA days. 6. 2 weeks from today, they'll have one. June 2nd and 3rd, they take a day off, and then June 2nd and 3rd, they have 2 days. And then June 6th and the 8th. 6 days of OTAs before training camp. For a team, again, through 6 games last year, was shaky, unprepared. And to me, that's based on coaching. That's based on guys being comfortable together, guys constantly jumping offside, guys just looking like they don't understand what's going on. 6 days, to me, not enough. And again, I don't believe, though, that that's something that Nick Sirianni proved me wrong on. Or said, yeah, see, I got it right, because they went 9-8. The 6 games at the beginning of the year, they were terrible. And they're again, on pace for the worst penalty record ever in the history of the NFL. And now we get 6 days of OTAs. Bob, sounds a little like a country club to me. And that really doesn't appeal to me for a team that I'm expecting to make a jump.
Yeah, I was just looking back at the OTA schedules of like 17, 18, 19, 20. And it looks like
9
they got
days, 10 days?
Yeah, they got like 9 or so, 10 in there. Yeah. Yeah, probably he went to I guess he must have gone to the veterans. We've talked about this before, and they kind of let him know what they think is best. But if they did that last year, which I'm sure he did, and it didn't work out for the beginning of the season, as a head coach, I'm saying, okay, thanks for the input, guys, but it didn't work out real well.
By the way, Doug averaged 9.5 days. of OTAs.
Yeah.
9.5 in his tenure. Doug Peterson, it was 9.5.
Now, they didn't play 17 games during Doug's tenure, which,
That is
okay,
correct.
everybody's,
That's
it's
correct.
just one more game.
No, that's correct.
That means a lot, so maybe that's a reasoning for it. Look, I'm all about the practice stuff. And look, maybe the other 3 days he does have him in a film room. And maybe it's intense walkthroughs or film room or whatever it may be.
No, they're not required to be there.
But, yeah.
These are the only days they're required to be there.
Yeah, so your point is perfect. They had a slow start last year, and they had to change everything because of it. They completely retooled this offense last year in the middle of the season.
And around Game 7.
Yeah.
But that would actually help the argument of less OTA days because now he actually knows his team identity. He doesn't have to get blindsided by, the lack of skill set of X player or Y player. He has a better understanding of who everybody is. The A.J. Brown wrinkle changes the offense a lot. But outside of that, he knows pretty much every element of it, who does what well, who doesn't do this well.
The linemen were jumping offside constantly.
Yeah.
The offensive line was a mess
But
to start the year.
Also counter is, and look, I don't like it. I'd like them to play a little more.
Even 9 days.
But they had the healthiest season they've probably had in 5, 6, 7 years. So
a day off in August, a day off in June doesn't mean that in November you're not going to tear up your knee.
I'm not going to argue with the results of the healthiest Eagles season I've seen in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like it, but if that's what they want to do and it led to the healthiest season in a long time, I don't know, stick with it. I can't. It's not brimstone and fire from me.
Yeah.
I would like a little more because I think practice is always good. But if the team's healthy, who am I to argue? I'm just an idiot on the airwaves.
Yeah, again, though, it doesn't. A day off in June doesn't mean that you're not going to tear up your knee in November or twist an ankle in December. It has nothing to do with it. The two things have nothing to do with it.
Well, if you tried something and it just so happens that it worked that way, why wouldn't you try it again, though?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Now, if you told me that guys were healthier and as far as like they were more energetic.
Well, maybe the players told them that. Yeah, maybe and look, injuries happen. You could talk to any trainer. Injuries happen more when you're tired than they do when you're not, or when you're not where you're supposed to be. You're half step slow, whatever the cause being. But last year with the offsides on the offensive line. Yeah, you should have practiced because you have a new quarterback.
Played more in preseason.
You had a new quarterback. You don't know his cadence. You don't know the ins and outs of how he's running plays. The different little things that he does every time in Jalen Hurts. So yeah, you should have been on the practice field more last year. I don't know what it equated to. I'm sure it's going to be a question that's asked of him when the opportunity arises, and I'm interested to hear his answer.
This guy knows, Pat, though, clearly. Nick Sirianni has an understanding of a locker room. And that, to me, is maybe the most impressive thing about him in his first year, is that he really did a great job of getting buy-in from everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the veterans, you need that veteran buy-in real quick. Because if the veterans aren't there, then the young guys aren't going to follow you. And he got it. I mean, whether it was through pandering or, lack of practices.
He pushed the right buttons.
Yeah, he pushed the right buttons, and he got probably the most that anyone could have gotten out of that squad. So it is hard to argue with the results that he got. I'm kind of like Jamie, like, would I like a little more? I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, like, do I really care, honestly?
Well, I do, because I
don't
can't
care
take
now.
I'm not going to take another month and a half. This year, you cannot start the season on a record pace for penalties.
Yeah, but there's no saying that they are going to.
What do you think maybe was a contributing factor?
It probably had something to do with it, but also probably had something to do with the fact that it was a new offense completely. It's not a new offense
could be
this
too.
year. The new quarterback thing, it's not a new quarterback this year. So I don't think we should assume that just because they're only doing 6 days of OTAs that they're going to be on that record pace again. I mean, they could come out and they might not have a flag for 6 weeks.
And those first 6 weeks, he didn't know what the team's strengths were. Like, they came, I mean, that Dallas game, he ran the ball, 4 times?
Yeah. Well, he figured it out by accident. The thing was, everybody else in the city knew it from week 1.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Which I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't either.
But he fixed it.
But he did.
And I credit people who fixed it. I credit people when they fix it and find it that it works. And then
and entering this season, he knows what they are.
I
AJ
credit
Brown
us,
thing.
actually.
We told him.
We
over
went
and
to Las
over.
Vegas, and that's when he started running the football. I mean, if you remember, Miles Sanders was running before he got hurt out there in Las Vegas because we had the people on Philly Sports Trip yelling, run the ball, run the ball.
Hey, Tom in Alabama joins us this morning. Good morning, Tommy.
Morning, John. How are you?
We're doing well. You sound tired.
A little bit. I've been up against it a little bit with some issues as far as my health that we were discussing. But
You're fighting, though. I know that.
Oh, yeah. We're going to fight till our last breath, brother. I'm from South Philadelphia, John. I don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying?
Good man.
Absolutely.
I certainly appreciate you taking the call. But, as far as the four organizations, I mean, I don't think the Sixers are going to win. They're not going to win a championship with Doc Rivers, and the Phillies aren't going to win the World Series with Joe Girardi. The Flyers, I don't know what direction they're headed in, but we're looking at 50 and 40 for the Sixers. But as far as the Eagles and Sirianni, too, at 2-5, the deal was coming off at the wheels, John, and to get that back, to keep the locker room together. I know they didn't have the toughest schedule and all, but, man, they did come through.
They did.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they did. I mean, and I give them all the credit in the world for that. And I also give them credit in the world, Tommy, I give him credit for the fact that he kept his own – he stayed to being the guy that he wanted to be. And I think that impresses me the most about Nick Sirianni is that he faced a lot of critique early on, and it was justified. And he has evolved, and he gets better. And he also has taken some advice. Like, everybody was like, why the hell are you the least running team in the NFL through 6 weeks, the most penalized team in the NFL through 6 weeks? And then he turned it around. And I admire that because that's not the offense he wants to run.
No.
But he did it because he knew he had to. And to me, there are a lot of guys who are stubborn.
Yeah.
And won't adjust.
I'd say 95% of the NFL
yeah,
is stubborn.
Guys.
Yeah.
He
especially in your first year of coaching.
Joe Judge.
And
he could have been a Joe Judge guy.
Yeah, and think about this. What was their biggest acquisition this offseason? I would say it's A.J. Brown, right?
There you go.
And where's he an expert? Wide receivers.
Yep.
So that relationship is going to form immediately between Nick Sirianni and A.J. Brown. So the biggest pickup you got this offseason just so happens to be in your aisle of expertise.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's honestly, too, is that I had doubts. He gave me a lot of reason to have doubts. But one of the things I always appreciate is when a guy goes, oh, really? Will you doubt me? Well, look, I adjusted to this. I adjusted to this. Now, show me the proper thing. And I'm showing him the proper respect because I believe he's going to have a great year.
He's going to be better.
I believe he's going to have a great year.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a second-year jump. Not that the record may not be, I'm not talking about 12 wins, but I think we're going to see, man, we got something in Sirianni. Like, I believe he's going to show us that we feel even more confident about where he's heading.
There's really only one question mark on offense, right? Everything's pretty much set. I mean, it just so happens to be the most important position in all of sports, but everybody else is set. Like, there's no excuses, really?
Yeah, and the one thing is, too, is that I don't see this guy being the kind of guy that's looking for excuses.
No.
Sirianni, you know what I mean? Like, he never shied from the fact that they had to clean things up on the offensive line, all the and all the penalties. He never shied away from the fact that he called out his defensive coordinator in the midst of the season. He called out himself in play calling and his choice of learning to run the ball more. He is self-aware.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that, again, that I have great respect for.
But if they come out and are a run-based offense first again, I think it tells you everything they feel about the quarterback.
That could very well be, yeah. We're going to find out more about that as the weeks go along, too. Hey, in Cooney's Corner, Bob's asking for something to be done, and he's asking for it to be done now.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this yesterday after the show, and it kind of stuck with me on the drive home, and was kind of that thinking was in my head all day long. And you, I don't know if you guys will agree, and listeners out there, you may roll your eyes, but Bryce Harper, you have a date, and you have it right now, and it's with a doctor, and it's to get that elbow taken care of now. We talked about it. It's going to get worse. Okay, it's not a thing that, we hear the popular thing. Well, it can't get any worse if he plays on it. It's okay. This can get worse. And so if it can, it will. Because repeatedly doing something with your elbow and swinging a bat as violently as Bryce Harper does, it's going to get worse. So what do you do? It's a 6-week recovery. Okay, that's what we were told. He could be back in about 6 weeks. If you do it now, we're not even at the beginning of June. You're probably going to be back end of July. Let's put it and that's being cautiously cautious with it. Comes back at the end of July. Okay, you could still be in a run, but even more so with me on this. Get it fixed now, because also it forces Dave Dombrowski to go out and get another outfielder, and hopefully it forces him to go out and get a starting center fielder. And maybe the Reese Hoskins things that we talked about, and John, we talked about it with Ricky last week on Friday.
Creating the logjam.
Yeah.
Or
maybe
alleviating the logjam.
Alleviating the logjam, getting a center fielder, maybe a guy that can start here for the next few years. God forbid, maybe a center fielder that could be your leadoff hitter.
Oh, shut up, Bob. You really think they could? Oh, wait a minute, they could.
I mean, what just scares the hell out of me is that the Phillies continue hitting the way they are playing. Maybe they start playing really good baseball, get into the hunt, and then all of a sudden Bryce Harper's gone. I'd rather be proactive on this. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I really gave this a lot of thought yesterday. I'd rather do it right now. Get it over with, get him fixed, have him for the rest of the season. Because think about it. If he comes back at the end of July, you have all of August, all of September. You still have 2 good months of Bryce Harper left. If something breaks down soon, or not even soon, say it's a month and a half away, you're going to lose him for the rest of the season, and most likely. So I think I'd do it now. I don't know how you guys feel on it.
I absolutely would think that that's the smarter thing to do, because I've seen it enough where you get these teams where you got a guy with an injury situation, and then it comes to haunt you at the worst time, and stuff happens. And this isn't an injury like a Joel Embiid in the playoffs that got injured during the playoffs.
Right.
This is a totally different situation. This is one that you can control this narrative. You can control this story. And Bob, I think you're bright. I think that's
what would you do, James?
I think it's what you got to do.
I mean, I'm trying to recall a situation where somebody was injured to the point of requiring surgery outside of hockey that it worked out.
What do you mean that it worked out? I don't understand.
That you were able to play to your full potential all season long and through a playoff run potentially, and stay at a level that you're used to,
and then get the surgery, you mean?
No, I'm just saying I'd rather get the surgery now, although that sucks, because I just don't see these situations ever panning out well.
It's bad, Pat, because we always have the injury thing in this town seems to be an epidemic.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way.
It is about the team doctors, but no, I would.
We can't help that. The doctors didn't get it.
No, I'm joking.
Right.
I would stay as is.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I was glad somebody had another.
Yeah, okay. Tell me your thought, Dr. Egan.
I don't think that they can survive without Bryce Harper, and I think by the time that he were to come back, you're too far gone. Season's over. You've dug yourself a hole. I mean, this guy was named the NL Player of the Week for good reason.
Sure.
He's on a tear, and I just don't think this lineup, as good as it is, can handle taking him out of it. The guy's the MVP. So if you want any hope of getting in the playoffs, you're going to need him. And I do think that you can have success, or at least with him at the plate, just being DH for the season.
Well, remember, Segura was, Gene Segura could have been the player of the week.
Could have been, yeah.
And he could have been the player of the month, and he may end up being the player of the month. I mean, he absolutely on a ridiculous tear.
Remember, he started off last year pretty hot, too.
Yeah.
And then he kind of tailed off.
So, but you've got Segura playing really, really well.
Yeah.
You've got Schwarber, who is feast or famine. You have Castellanos, who may be the best bat in the lineup next to Harper. If this team can't survive, they're not doing anything anyway.
Yeah, and my biggest thing, not my biggest thing, but my asterisk with this idea is that they go out and get somebody else. That you go out and get another outfielder, because you can't be down 2 outfielders. So if you know you're doing this with Harper, it also makes me believe that Dombrowski's going to have to go out and get somebody
That
else.
the organization understands it.
Yeah, like last year, if you think about it, JT Realmuto was kind of a shadow of himself last year, and it was because he needed off-season surgery. He played through it. He was the tough guy, and that was, that's fine or whatever, but his season stunk. I don't want Bryce Harper all of a sudden that elbow start hurting in 2 weeks, and then it's throughout the rest of the season, it's an issue. You got to sit him a day or two a week because the elbow's not good enough to even hit every day.
Now it's barking.
I think I just do. I think I'd go with it now.
If he didn't have the DH this year, he'd already be back in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a blessing. I love the DH. Right. If you didn't have that right now, he'd already be probably halfway.
Well, they're not going to let him throw for 4 more weeks. Now, he could come back and throw and be like, no, it's no good.
No, that's what I'm saying. If there was no DH, you would already had the surgery, and it would already be halfway back to being back.
The problem, Bob, with your line
but they probably don't win on the West Coast.
Of getting another outfielder is no one's selling. Like, no one's selling.
Not at this point. It's too early.
If you offer the right thing,
Reese
somebody
Hoskins
might change their mind.
Yeah, but like, how many trades do we see go down in May?
Very rarely.
And I'm talking like big time.
I hear you.
None.
It
doesn't happen anymore. So and especially with the 2 wild card spots now, there's going to be so many more teams that think they're in it. There's going to be more buyers than sellers. So I understand what you're saying. I just don't think it's feasible to go out and replace him.
That's a good point.
With a mediocre bat.
No, but I'm not even talking about replacing him. I'm just talking about getting in. I'd rather get a center fielder. I'm not looking to replace Harper. I'm looking to get another outfielder.
Yeah, and
I know that's a good point that you make.
You concerned about JT Realmuto?
No, I'm not. I think he bounces. I think he'll be fine.
Talk to me in a month.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's fair, but by Father's Day, we better see a difference out of your catcher.
Yeah, talk to me in August.
You said a month.
Talk to me in September.
I have a
all?
feeling you're going to keep moving the goalpost on this one because
I'll see you in October.
Yeah, there's a little bit of there's some concern there.
What's Moniak's status?
He started
swinging. And what are we? They were talking about 2 weeks potentially. He'd have to go and do a rehab. He's going to do some rehab games.
Yeah, when he's rehab. I mean,
do some rehab games.
I'm kind of relieved it took longer than 6 weeks.
I'm just saying, take your time.
Yeah, especially with a wrist injury.
I hope he is ready to go though. That'd be a great story.
Yeah, they
think about this at the end of the year. What if Stott, Bohm, and Moniak, you felt comfortable using the ink pen and penciling them in for next year in your starting 8?
Then all of a sudden you have a nice young core of guys of homegrown talent.
Correct.
All because you've had patience.
Then you're putting in Harper, and you're putting in Schwarber, and you're putting in Castellanos, and you're going into next year. If you spend the offseason, next year you go for a pitcher.
You got a stew going.
Then you're feeling good.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you have the perfect mix of, oh my God, you grew some guys.
Right.
And you have some veterans on the team.
Optimism. I love it, the optimism.
Like what happened in 2008?
Could be.
Kind of.
I'm just saying.
Basically World Series champions this year.
Pat, just whisper it.
Who's Jamie Moore?
Shush. We'll find
Ranger Suarez.
They'll find out in August when they trade for him.
All right. We have a lot coming up for you in the 7 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show, and we appreciate you being a part of the show. I would just tell you this as we get rolling. This is a golden era, and you're living in it. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I can't tell you that how proud I was yesterday, and I said proud. I'm a grown man, and I was proud yesterday to have my call with Vance, who is my co-pair coach, to be able to brag a little bit on a 12.5 pound weight loss in 4 weeks. I procrastinated on trying to lose some weight. Over 16 months living here in Philadelphia, I put on 19 pounds. Now I'm living away from my family. I'm making stupid decisions. I'm not eating right. And co-pair was a great way to get me focused. And Vance put out a plan to me that allowed me to feel like I was very much in control. I'm not eating a bunch of prepackaged food. And I'm feeling healthy. And I'm feeling good. And I'm seeing results. You don't need to procrastinate any longer. And summer's a great time to be able to do it. We've got Fanatic listeners who have gotten on board. Mike, some diabetes, high cholesterol. He's been struggling with it. Dan says he didn't want to see himself in the mirror anymore. He was just tired of how he was looking. Don't wait any longer. I wanted to lose. I'm trying to lose 28 pounds with co-pair. I'm already 12.5 pounds there in 4 weeks, and I'm doing it the right way. Fanatic listeners, first 50 are going to get great savings on a 6-week or more program. 6 weeks or more. If you want to get involved, do it like I did right now. That offer is going to end on May the 30th. So go to coparehealth.com to get started. COPARE health.com. Give them a call. You're going to look better, you're going to feel better, and you're going to live better with Copare.
The John Kincade Show.
Talking sense into people isn't really my thing. In fact, I'm better at the opposite.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage headquarters. At Wawa Siptopia, every sip is a quick trip to your happy place. Relax and lose yourself in a delicious smoothie or creamy milkshake. Recharge on the go with a new frozen coffee or frozen refresher. No matter what your favorite beverage is, here's your chance to indulge. So whether you like it hot, frozen, fruity, or caffeinated, Wawa Siptopia awaits. See store for details.
Everyone's been talking about the new Wawa burgers.
Oh, got some burgers! Yeah.
But ever since you showed up with the smoky barbecue bacon cheeseburger, the Chipotle charged Southwest burger, and the incredibly delicious nacho cheeseburger, no one said a word.
Yo, this is so good.
Tonight, we discover the next burger sensation. Tonight, we Wawa.
This is Matt Crowder live at the gas station on 41st Street reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss. Are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code DRAG for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code DRAG for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code DRAG.
Now, local businesses can get closer to every customer in their city with fast, affordable shipping. Introducing USPS Connect Local. You want speed? We deliver same or next day. You want savings? We give you supplies at a flat rate. You want less legwork? We do free pickups. Move your local business forward with the United States Postal Service. Let's connect at USPSConnect.com/local. Specific markets, restrictions apply. Same day or next day delivery expected, but not guaranteed with entry close to final destination.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let me be real with you people. The casino games on my Caesars Casino app are real. The slots are real. The blackjack is real. It's just like you're in a casino for real, which is awesome. But if I'm going to be real, you can't feed other players to the Tigers when they win, and I miss that. So download the Caesars Casino app.
Download Caesars Casino app. Must be 21. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The John Kincade Show Slip of the Tongue is brought to you by Philly Slip and Fall Guys.
Is that Lumberton, North Carolina, Jeff?
Jersey.
Or Jersey?
No, my buddy was chief of police in Lumberton for a long time, Jeff.
Oh, well, yeah, I was just calling because I'm personally...
Cool story. He was impressed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
Slip, trip, and fall accidents are no joke. Go to PhillySlipandFallGuys.com.
Hey, it's Cuz. You getting ready for that spring cleanup? The garage, the attic. Big move. Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient and affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster, what a product. 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local hardware stores for just $29.99. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection. Boom, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster. Dumpster in a bag.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
It's one thing to build a truck. It's another to build a legacy. The Ford F-150. The only truck with an available class-exclusive Pro Power onboard generator. The only one with an available work surface in the front and the back. And the only one that is part of the F-Series lineup that has been the best-selling pickup for 45 straight years. Now, you can get special incentives when you build to order a new F-150. Inventory is arriving daily, so hurry in for best selection. Get to your local Ford store today.
The weather is warmer and the grass is growing. I went out yesterday because I couldn't wait to get on my new Cub Cadet mower from my friends over at Lawn and Golf Company in Phoenixville. It's time to get serious about your lawn. Stop dreading the weekend yard work. And, you know, with my new Cub Cadet, I don't have to worry about it. You can get zero-turn mowers from Ferris up there. My guys at Lawn and Golf Supply Company have literally everything turf you might need. They're the experts when it comes to all of your outdoor power equipment needs. Forget those big box stores where you don't get the one-on-one service. You can get one-on-one service, dealer exclusives from all the top brands like Stinger, DeWalt, Turf War, Red Max, and more. The best part, Lawn and Golf Supply Company has a huge selection of outdoor power equipment in stock. In stock is key. That means they have it right there, ready for you. Whether you're looking for a riding mower or handheld power equipment, make sure you call my guys over at Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville. You need service? This is my favorite part. Lawn and Golf Supply Company's service department can fix any make and model of equipment and get you back up and running in no time, and they'll even pick it up for you. Right now, Fanatic listeners get free delivery on any new equipment purchase. Whether you're a municipality, a golf course, just a homeowner like myself, they do it all. Just mention the Fanatic and get a free delivery with your purchase. Visit lawn-golf.com. Lawn and Golf Supply Company. Everything turf.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
I've got a dog named after Nick Foles. You can't get more Philly than that. We're always loving the backup quarterback.
How's everyone doing?
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
7 a.m. hour of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by the Bet Parks app. Sportsbook and casino. It's in one sleek, easy-to-use app. It's awesome looking. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Jamie, you on your Cub Cadet, is it?
Yeah.
You're driving
Took
around
it out
in?
yesterday before the rain or the hail came down.
Now, you have all that fancy equipment from your friends.
Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville, John. They're everything turf.
Yeah, but how much do you know about turf?
Like
Bob,
turf fields?
I'll put you against Jamie here.
All right. Well, Bob cut a lot of lawns in his day.
When are you to sprinkle your lawn? When do you put a sprinkler on your lawn? There are times of day. Give me a time of starting and a time of ending when you should never water your lawn.
I don't think you're supposed to water it at night because that creates mushroom type things. I would say the best time to water it is probably
3
around
o'clock.
sunrise.
Around sunrise.
Yeah,
I'd say 3
morning-ish.
o'clock when the sun's at its hottest.
Jamie couldn't be more wrong. Bob couldn't be more right.
Wow, you're a genius, Bob.
I've cut over 10,000 lawns.
6 a.m. to 10 a.m., the exact hours of the John Kincade Show, or when you should be watering your lawn. Never beyond 10 a.m. And then you can, after dusk, for a short period of time. Like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., starting in the 6 o'clock hour, late in it, till 8 o'clock at night.
So
never past 8 o'clock at night, never before 6 in the morning.
So when Happy Gilmore gets invited out to the 18th green at nighttime, that Shooter McGavin was full of bleep.
Full of bleep. He was lying to him.
That's not right. I feel like I've been lied to now by my favorite movie.
Sprinkler Forecast
messed up.
on it there.
That's your favorite movie?
I don't know.
No, he does
It's up
enjoy
there.
it, though,
Most
right?
watched, it's up there.
Okay. Let's just.
Is that on your most watched?
Yeah, me?
It's up there. That and Billy Madison were on my most watched.
Caddyshack, Godfather 2.
I'm more apt to rewatch a
Airplane.
comedy than I am a great movie like
Agreed.
a Godfather.
It's not in your age group.
More thoughtless.
Did you watch Airplane?
Yeah.
I loved Airplane.
Yeah, Airplane's very funny.
Shawshank is probably a most watched movie only because of the accessibility to it.
Beginning
it's always on.
No, not beginning to end.
See, you
I
don't
never
do
catch.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No, because I never catch the beginning. I always seem to catch it after it's already started.
See,
for a
that's
while.
what I have a problem with movies is I don't know if it's just me and my desire for order. Like I hate coming in on a movie halfway and then saying you're never going to get me to stay for like the last hour of a movie that I'm coming in an hour and a half late for.
Well, it depends on what I'm doing. Like if I'm at home doing work,
okay,
then I can, I'll put on like a Shawshank because I've seen it a bunch of times and I don't really have to pay attention to what's going on in the plot and I can just have it on the background.
Okay.
But I agree with you. Like I'm going to have to restart it a lot of time. And I can't watch like The Godfather. I can't watch that on like a TNT.
No.
I have to watch it, in its entirety.
It's sort of like you handled this show, Pat. You just you can be doing something else and sort of paying attention to this on the side.
I mean, I usually check in on you guys every once in a while.
Nice. Speaking of
nice.
television, last night sucked. No no hockey, no local baseball, no basketball.
I restarted Barry on HBO.
Oh, you know what I watched last night?
Got 2 episodes in. I was happy.
Replay of what you call it? Jordan. Why is the name?
The Last Dance.
Last Dance. I watched like 4
Really?
episodes of The Last Dance last night.
Bob is our Tyrese Maxey. He takes no days off.
I watched Lincoln Lawyer, first
Why would
episode
you?
of that Lincoln
Oh,
Lawyer.
how is it?
I loved it.
It looks
I loved it.
I love the movie.
Thought it was really, it's nothing like the movie.
I like the movie, though.
Okay, no, this is really, really good. The first episode was really, really good. Let's put it
Okay.
that way. Hey, remember 2 decades ago? Now, for Pat, he's going back in his life to when he was a dirty little teenager.
Yeah.
The
Those were the
NBA,
days.
but the NBA was at a crossroads. David Stern saw plummeting public approval, players constantly in the police blotter, TV ratings dropping, attendance issues. The game lacked young stars. My takeaway from this year's playoffs, watching on all the other series too, is 2 decades later. Has the NBA ever had more young stars, more marketable, talented, fun, colorful characters in its game? Remember a decade ago in the NFL, we were wondering where's the next crop of star quarterbacks going to come from. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Once they're gone, where are they coming from? Now we have a bumper crop of young, talented guys. I think this is the golden era for young talent in pro sports, and I don't think it's close. And I wonder what's bringing it on now. Do you see it too? You can watch every NBA series and go, there's 2 or 3 marketable guys.
And what type of basketball do they play?
Upbeat.
Shh, everybody's a shooter.
Everybody's a shooter.
You
But
know,
it's also
so the game
sleek style.
Yeah, I think the game has catered to the stars being what they are, John. I think it's a great point that you bring up. Look, I'm watching The Last Dance last night. 90s basketball was physical, tough, hard. I mean, you still had the Isaiah Thomases coming out and being stars and maybe the John Stocktons or whatever that weren't the guys that could take that beating all the time. But Michael Jordan took a beating, and all those guys did. Now it's not that game. Now it's a game where guys that can dribble fancy and make moves and have jab steps and shoot from 30 feet, it's like, here's the game for you. Come have at it without opposition. And that's why you're seeing so many stars, I believe.
And I said it to you, too, is like the senior superlatives thing and with like the high school seniors. That 2 out of 3 of them say their favorite pro sport is the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many stars. I mean,
they're just and marketable,
and
guys.
most of them are very likable
and marketable, and
John Morant's soon to be. Him and Luka are probably the next face of the league, and they're both very likable.
A lot of it to me, though, is the accessibility that we have to these athletes nowadays. I mean, the marketability with Ja isn't just the fact that he's incredible at the sport of basketball, but 20 years ago, we didn't have videos of him coming back after an amazing comeback win the playoffs, yelling, y'all weren't here with me or whatever he said.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
And like that attitude that he had after they came back and won makes him marketable
You
to
see
me.
him on the Hulu ads? Have you seen the Hulu
no.
ads with him? It's pretty funny.
But there's an
He's
example.
got, he's
these guys, their personalities carry over because of Twitter clips, and the NBA has done it better than I think any other league in
by far
miking up audio and having these guys. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, let's put Ja Morant, a guy from the Memphis Grizzlies, in an ad, which you couldn't really imagine that 20 years ago.
He's
Stephon
on a
Marbury
couch.
wasn't on ads when he was
Jason Tatum, you can make a case as a top 5 player in the world right now, and he's not even
absolutely make that.
And
case.
he's not even thought of as a top 5 guy. That just shows you the talent pool you're drawing from is pretty ridiculous.
David Stern saved the league. He took control of the NBA, shook it by its lapels, and said, "We're cleaning up our act."
It's funny the winning time. I don't know how caught up you are, and I don't want to do a.
I have 3. I'm 3 behind.
There's a David Stern clip I want to reference, but I don't want to.
No, it's all right. You won't. No.
Well, it's
if it's a reference, I don't have any.
I mean, it's reality. I guess this happened at the finals. They said Kareem wasn't here for the game, but he loved Magic and Bird. He saw Magic and Bird as the rivalry of youth that's going to build the league off of. And he came up to Magic after Game 6 and said, "Look, Kareem's the MVP, but he's not here. We're going to give it to you." And I think the evil genius in him in that moment when, Magic is the future of this league. Kareem's on his way out. Let's plump this up a little bit with a nice Finals MVP for the rookie. Like, I think he was a visionary and, understood what the NBA was.
I love how, though, at the time, remember they made Allen Iverson dress up? They had to make the players dress up for press conferences and stuff like that, and they had all these things. And now these guys, it's a fashion show for press conferences. They've found a way to create their brands.
Yeah.
They've made it into something even bigger.
Well, Iverson was that guy back then. Jordan shaved his head. A lot of people followed that. And then Iverson came out with the cornrows and all. And people were like, wow, look at this guy all tatted up, cornrows. And people started following that. And then the NBA tried to make the rule of, years later or later in Allen's career about, dressing.
Put a dress shirt on.
Dress shirt and a coat and all that stuff on the sidelines. But, yeah, those guys, you think about it, as much as David Stern, and you're right, John, saved the league, he was a hell of a lucky guy that Magic and Bird and those guys came along to further, save that league.
These young guys, though, in the NBA, who's the unlikable one?
Devin Booker, I grew to dislike a little bit these playoffs.
What, just like a hate to face type of thing?
Donovan
Mitchell.
No, none of them are really that unlikable.
But Devin Booker's wildly popular with women.
Apparently, Kendall took a little break from him.
No, but females in this country
he's a handsome man.
Devin Booker, they love Devin Booker.
Donovan Mitchell annoys me a little bit.
Yeah, but the thing is, these guys aren't unlikable people.
Nobody's hateable.
Right. I mean, and you think about that.
Kevin Durant's probably your most quote-unquote hateable. Him and Kyrie and their teammates.
Again, I'll go back to the way the NBA allows you to play. You had stars back, or good players back in when basketball was the physical game that I was talking about. Well, yeah, it was easy to hate a Bill Laimbeer, even though he was an all-star every year. It was easy to hate a Charles Oakley or a Rick Mahorn, guys that were really good in the league because they were physical guys that just killed your favorite players. You don't have that now. Everybody's, hey, you can dribble by me. Nice shot from 30 feet. Way to go. I almost got to you.
I'm going to pat you on your ass.
Maybe I'll get to you next time. Yeah, it's just different.
Hey, welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Enjoy smoothies, refreshers, hot and iced lattes, or try the new frozen coffee and frozen refreshers. Gotta have a Wawa.
I just saw they're bringing back the swoop shake or whatever.
Swoop, there it is.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah, for the Eagles.
Autism?
Yeah, autism charity.
Sounds good.
It looked good.
It looked delicious.
Okay.
What's in a swoop shake?
How did I miss
like
this?
A green, blue, or black and silver.
It's like a mint, I think.
How did I miss
looking.
that Wawa has shakes?
Oh, yeah. They've had shakes for a while.
They've had it for a while.
I guess because I don't do milkshakes. But
They have shakes. They have like flurries.
Shake-isms?
Yeah.
At Wawa?
That's
John,
actually
you're not going to be around for a little while. So don't be surprised if it comes back.
Hey,
John.
the betting
Don't go anywhere, John.
Hey, the betting community doesn't believe the Eagles are truly a Super Bowl contender. But they are getting some talk and some traction as a long shot, and many believe they are going to be a playoff team again. The NFC East, those in the same boat. The odds came out yesterday. The odds, you can place a bet right now, 10-1 odds that the Super Bowl champ will come from the NFC East. The only worse division with worse odds than that are the AFC South, who are 12-1. And thankfully, that's the Eagles' crossover division in the AFC this year. So that came out yesterday. So $10 down to win 100. You know that either the Eagles or Dallas will win the Super Bowl. It's almost worth it. It's almost worth putting 10 down. At least you win something if something good happens for Dallas.
Hey, we just saw an 88-1 horse win the Kentucky Derby, so why the heck not? But yeah, if you're asking for serious money, would I put 100 down to win 1,000 on an NFC East team? No, I'm not doing it.
Well, two of your teams have. You wouldn't even put 10 down on that?
No, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm rooting for Dallas for anything.
Oh, okay.
I
understand that.
It's a waste of $10.
I understand you don't want to root for Dallas.
Like usually, what I'll do is I will put, because I get a free $10 bet each week from BetMGM, and I'll put that on a futures bet, and I'll load up on teams. So with the NHL, I have like 3 or 4 teams, and I'm able to hedge that way. So I'll probably do that with football, because last year I had Tennessee for the early part of the season, then I had Tampa, and then towards the end I had the Rams.
You didn't sell enough of those Tennessee tickets, did you?
Enough. I didn't sell any of them.
Oh, you didn't? You held them all?
I should have went to PropSwap.com, where America buys and sells sports bets.
It's funny you mentioned that, Pat, because, not only is it the marketplace where America sells their sports bets, you can also turn the hardwood into hard cash these days. Pick your favorite teams now, sell your bet whenever you want, and it's all from your phone. Go to PropSwap.com.
You slipped in a hardwood there on Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
everyone knows I like hardwood.
Gentleman E says today's youth athletes have it made. Technology, training aids, nutrition, private lessons, strength and conditioning, social media. We were like, in our era, it was like, oh, it's baseball season, Mom, where's my glove? Is what he puts on there. It's the truth. Is maybe that's why all of this has come about.
Yeah.
Is the youth athletes now.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I actually, study shows that when they play more sports, it actually helps because they don't get burnt out too much.
Yeah, I hate the kids at like 8, 9, 10 are being, oh, you're a baseball player, you're a football player. No, I totally more agree with you, Pat.
I had it happen to a buddy of mine. He was a great hockey player, and he got burnt out. And at like 25, he didn't want to play hockey anymore, which is unfortunate, but he got burnt out.
They told, we were obviously the Braves flagship. So a lot of those Braves players, I covered them for 20 years. And Tom Glavine had hockey coaches that said to him, you're going to get drafted in the NHL.
Yeah, he was. He was drafted in the fourth round.
He got drafted by the Kings.
Yeah.
And he goes, you got to stop playing baseball. And then he had baseball coaches saying to him, you're going to get drafted in Major League Baseball. You need to stop hockey. And his parents would not allow it. Said, you like them both, play both. Chipper Jones, 3 stars, three Letterman in high school. Basketball, football, baseball. Dansby Swanson, basketball, baseball. Brian McCann, baseball, football.
Yeah, the list goes on. I mean,
they all played, and John Smoltz, basketball, who was his first love. Smoltz liked basketball better than football. Better than baseball. And they would say, and I always would ask them because Atlanta's like the king of the gung-ho parents that like have their kids at 7-year-old with a hitting coach and stuff like that. And they would say, have your kid play a minimum of 2.
Yeah, like Todd Helton was the backup to Peyton Manning at Tennessee. You can do both. Tom Brady was drafted by the Expos. I think he was the last.
Play every sport.
He was actually the last Expos draftee.
Let me see if I have this correct. It's trivia out of my dumb brain.
You are dumb.
I believe there's one person that's been drafted by 4 professional sports teams.
Dave Winfield.
It is
Dave Winfield.
It was ABA, NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
That's amazing.
That's unbelievable.
Really amazing. Hey, speaking of unbelievable, Jamie's going to tell us why the Sixers looking inward, well, could be good, could be bad.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, the Sixers have fumbled the bag, as the kids like to say.
Bit, yeah.
Several.
Is that what the kids are saying now?
Sometimes, maybe not. I'm washed. I don't know, Bob. Anyway, they've screwed up a bunch throughout this process. A lot can be said about the Mikal Bridges, the Markelle Fultz. Hell, even if you want to critique Ben Simmons at this point, it's all fair game. Al Horford, Richardson, the list just goes on and on. The one thing they may have screwed up the most, they've had some damn good assistant coaches leave here in the past couple years. We're talking Coach of the Year finalists, Coach of the Year winners. Udoka up in Boston, did they already name the Coach of the Year?
No,
not yet.
He should win it. I mean, if you knew the postseason results right now, you would just give it to him. It's a regular season award. They still are deserving of the regular season award, too. He might win it. We'll see. Monty Williams out in Phoenix really did a great job in 2 years there.
Seriously did.
They've had some great assistants come and go through here. They've had 3 coaches since 2016 make the conference finals within their first 2 years of a team. Now that Udoka has done it, that's unbelievable.
Quinn Snyder was here before
Quinn
that.
Snyder was here. Mike D'Antoni was here.
Right.
Who else am I missing?
Might be back.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. There's a ton.
Bob, would you stop threatening
Yeah, Monty
me?
Williams.
Stop threatening me with that.
Yeah, it is amazing.
And think about
It's amazing. It's been a coach's factory.
Well, and think about the coaches they have now too.
Well,
they probably have the most loaded.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Established bench now that they've ever had.
If the Lakers were to be serious about their Doc Rivers pursuit and pry him away somehow, just look within. Like, don't try and reinvent the wheel. Sometimes it's just good to promote from within.
Yeah, and the top 2 names always are, well, right now I should say,
Sam
are Jay
Cassell.
Wright. Jay Wright and
Dawn Staley.
And I heard that talk
For who?
again the other
Lakers?
day, which I love. No, for the city, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Just for the fan base.
But if something happened with Doc Rivers, I think Dan Burke's my first choice. No?
Was he the guy who filled? I apologize for forgetting. He was the one who filled in.
Yes.
Yeah, he would be up there for me.
Yeah.
I mean I'm kind of surprised Sam Cassell hasn't gotten interviewed more because he's a hot name of a future coaching candidate. But yeah, Dan Burke would probably be it for me.
By the way, Monty Williams won Coach of the Year Monday.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Oh, did he? My fault.
So one of their assistants.
I swear to God, I didn't hear that a little bit.
I
didn't either.
The real stuff's going on.
Oh, wow.
Well, no, I mean like real games, and it's easy to forget
right.
about a Coach of the Year. But that's the 2 finalists were probably Udoka and Monty Williams, and both left here. And you hired Doc Rivers, kind of a retread, and still instead of Monty Williams is technically a retread also, but just look within. Like, you have Sam Cassell, you have Dan Burke, you have Dave Yeager.
Who hired him?
Who hired the staff?
Who hired Doc?
The ownership group, I assume.
He and Morey were kind of a package deal, so I think it worked.
I think Darryl was the one who.
Yeah, possibly.
Remember the Ramona Shelburne piece came out, and it didn't make it sound like they were really a package deal. It kind of was a happenstance, that it just was good luck, and now it looks like they were a package deal, but if you read that Ramona Shelburne piece, I don't think they were.
Yeah.
Good luck could be relative. Could be relative. Look at all those names. That's amazing. Good job, Jamie.
3 coaches.
Thanks for dragging us down, Jamie.
Yeah, and you probably have 2 more sitting there going to be within the next 5 years, at least, in Sam Cassell.
Brett Brown coaching tree.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Now, you know what, though? If the trunk is bad, you can't count the limbs, Pat. If the trunk's dead,
but doesn't that
you can't count the limbs?
Show you how good the limbs are that they got out of a bad trunk?
No, it's great limbs. No, really limbs, but I mean, it's they escaped the trunk.
Can I hang a swing on those limbs?
No. Because the tree itself was diseased a bit. But all right, we got a lot coming for you.
I thought we were talking about cars. I got to be honest with you.
We want you to
totally lost on that.
You got lost on that one?
Totally.
All right, well, here's somebody's life that I would never trade places with in sports, and I think you're going to agree with me. Coming up, it's the John Kincade Show. Have a good Tuesday, everybody. Hang out with us here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm getting ready to head home to graduation. See my daughter graduate. Window Nation decided to have a graduation sale. Just a coincidence. Because your windows have a failing grade. So I'm giving you the homework. You contact Window Nation today, and I've got a great deal for you. Every 2 windows you buy, they're going to throw in 2. You got a house with 20 windows, you're only paying for 10. Better yet, you're going to have 0% financing for 5 full years. So they're giving you like a free loan. 0% financing for 5 full years with 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy. We're talking A+ rating, Better Business Bureau. We're talking 150,000 plus homes with Window Nation windows in them. That means you can trust them. And I'm telling you right now, those heating and cooling bills, they've been killing you the last few years. The next 2 winters, you're going to be having it interest-free, and your interest is going to be in those lower bills that you're paying. So do the smart thing today. Go to windownation.com, do your window shopping online. Every size, every style, every color you could want. And then call them at 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION.
The John Kincade Show.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah.
He must work out.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Paid for by Fidelity.
Today we're talking to Lauren, a financial services associate at Fidelity, about her Series 7 career. So Lauren, we know having your Series 7 is key, but when it comes to your career, what were you looking for that you found with Fidelity?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I think the big lesson is that I just didn't know what I didn't know. I knew I was looking to find things like great benefits, great technology to better serve clients, though most of all, the resources and a culture of support to help me grow my career. So you start to wonder what your options may be.
Can you tell us a bit more about your Series 7 career with Fidelity?
Yes. So with Fidelity Investments, I found the growth opportunities I was looking for with my Series 7 and also a great culture with a company that puts clients first. This actually helps me achieve something much more powerful than I could have at my past job.
If you're looking to make a switch like Lauren, Fidelity Investments is hiring Series 7 professionals near you. Trade up to a company with the growth opportunities and reputation for putting people first that you'd expect from a large financial firm. Visit branches.fidelitycareers.com. That's branches.fidelitycareers.com. Fidelity is an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, I'm Patrick Fingles, owner of New Look Home Design. Let's be honest, getting a new roof is not easy. You got to call contractors and hope they call you back. You got to get 3 estimates, then you got to figure out how you're going to pay for it. Well, at New Look, it's different. Schedule a same-day, on-site, or virtual estimate. All estimates come with a free 3D rendering of your roof, so you know exactly what it's going to look like. And we give you line-by-line pricing, so you know exactly what you're going to pay for. Plus, it's a great time to save. Most contractors will let you pay half up front for the roof and the other half later. At New Look, we let you pay half later and the other half never. Through May, only pay for half your roofing materials and pay the other half later with interest-free financing. Call 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300. NewLookHomeDesign.com. It's the easy way to roof.
Hey, it's cuz, listen, you've tried all the usual weight loss gimmicks. You've counted points. You've eaten nothing but protein. You've drank nothing but shakes. And none of it's worked. But one to call, 855-5NJ-DIET, can change all of it. With NJ Diet, you can lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. Then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You're not sure you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat and not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery, no dreaded prepackaged foods. Locations close by in Newark, Delaware, Cherry Hill, King of Prussia, from home with live online video consultations. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or log on to NJDiet.com. Go to NJDiet.com and lose the weight for good.
Hey there, casino fans. I'm here to let you know that the new BetRivers.com casino app is here. It's got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play, fast payouts, and a rewards program you'll love. Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. So get ready, casino lovers, to experience the BetRivers.com difference you can trust. It's a whole new game. Download it today.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Philadelphia. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z, or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Ariya that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Ariya and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Ariya.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Ever heard the grass is always greener on the other side? If you're in a dead-end job, you want greener grass. Well, My Computer Career can help. Start a new life as an IT pro in months, not years. My Computer Career offers lifetime career services to help you find jobs with companies begging for IT pros. And financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Take the free career evaluation and schedule a campus tour today. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Get ready for more Philly with the new tomato pesto grilled cheese sandwich from Dunkin'. Oven roasted tomatoes and delicious pesto spread with white cheddar cheese on sourdough bread. More of the ingredients you love so you can get more out of every day. America runs on Dunkin'. Limited time offer. Additional charges may apply.
Meineke is celebrating 50 years of service with 50% off brake pads and shoes. Now that's worth celebrating. For tires, brakes, batteries, exhaust, and more. Trust Meineke, doing car care right.
NBA playoff action? Well, it's nonstop at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. Looking to turn a small bet into a big payday? Well, then try your hand at the conference finals same-game parlays. Create your own parlay by combining multiple bets like which team will win, total threes made, player props, total rebounds, and more. And right now, all customers can place a same-game parlay with 3 or more legs and get a free bet back up to $25 if one leg doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use that code FANATIC. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's code FANATIC. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Restrictions apply. In partnership with the Hollywood Casino at the Meadows. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yep, this is really happening. You're listening to us knuckleheads instead of doing something that you could be productive in.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
You know, if you've got problems with your building's water and wastewater pump system, I've got a solution. Visit pumpmanphilly.com. Pump! There you go. Pumpman Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow. Friday's pumps were not really that impressive after that Sixers loss.
Yeah, I think that had something to do with it.
I think Pumpman understood.
Yeah, it was tough to muster.
Pumpman gets it.
He gets it.
He does. He knows the deal.
Pumpman swings his arm at you, it'd be like a bear hitting like a baby, knocking you across the room. I mean, he's
I don't want to have that happen.
Never got hit by a bear.
Can you imagine?
No, neither have I.
The bear are out and about, though. They are out and about.
Bears live in the woods. This just in. Big story on Action News.
We have giant fox. There's like a fox family, and they are well fed.
You should domesticate one. Maybe Nikki Foles needs a little buddy.
Nikki can't wait.
Foxes they're peaceful, fine creatures.
I don't think Nikki knows she's moving in a week. I don't think she knows she's moving. She's finally going to move in her, take the move.
Her forever home.
Be a Philadelphian. That she's going to be up in Philly. She's going to be the new.
She's going to adopt the accent?
I don't know if she will or not.
She can't bring that Southern drawl up here. It ain't going to work.
When she talks to me, Bob, it's very different. You're going to, it's very difficult. Hopefully she's going to figure that thing out. There is somebody's life that I wouldn't trade spots with. And it's Shams. And I don't know if anyone read, and you're free to do it, to go inside the mind of scoop-obsessed Shams Charania with his own free agency looming. Did you know that he's a free agent? Shams is a free agent coming up. And after the money that was given to Woj, there's a lot of people wondering who his Shams is going to get. Now, he's for The Athletic. And the TV Stadium. Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think Shams does a pretty good job.
I watched their NBA trade deadline coverage.
I think he's a little too tight with being a mouthpiece for some folks.
What do you mean?
But I think he's a mouthpiece.
3-time NBA All-Star Ben Simmons.
Well, exactly.
3-time NBA All-Star. 3-time NBA All-Star.
But I do believe he does a damn good job of chasing stuff down.
He's a little tightly wound, it seems, in general.
It does.
Maybe crack a smile, Shams.
Well, when you read the piece, and you can go to the New York Post from May 12th, it talks about how Shams is he's freaky. I'm obsessed with working on the show, checking on everything, making sure everything's going to be right. He makes me look lackadaisical and lazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. He's afraid to go to sleep. He will sleep around 4 hours. He does not. He started at 19, by the way. He broke the trade of Luol Deng from the Bulls to the Cavs in early 2014. He scooped everybody. He was 19 years old at the time. He was like a media member, sort of like interning. And he scooped the entire national media, which is how he opened the door for himself. He's expected to be able to make $6 to $8 million in his next year. Whew. Now you got to wait. What's it going to go on? Where's he going to go with this?
Yeah, what platform?
He's afraid he will not take vacation. He wants to work. He works 17 to 18 hours a day, and he logs what he did every hour of every day.
Sam Hinkie did that.
During periods of the draft and free agency, he works 20 hours a day. He has a backup system that somebody monitors social media for him in case he's sleeping to wake him up.
Oh, my God. Does he have a wife or a girlfriend?
No.
I was going to say, no chance.
He said he doesn't have time right now.
He says, I have no...
Think about it.
I have no time for it.
He said he works with people at The Athletic that have a wife and kid, and he doesn't know how they do it because he barely has time for himself.
And he says, I have no... He has no... The money doesn't matter to him. He says, I don't care if I... He doesn't care if he makes... He's saying publicly, I don't care if I make...
up.
I don't know. He goes, I don't care if I make what Woj makes.
He didn't say that.
No, he did. He did sort of say.
He I don't care what.
I'm not looking to set. I'm not looking to set the market. I'm not looking to set the market at all.
Yeah, but I think okay. So we read into it differently.
Okay,
they do bring up the Woj quote unquote rivalry. Neither will comment.
Neither will mention each other's name.
Yeah, and there's probably bad blood over the fact that Woj brought him onto the vertical, and when Woj left for ESPN, he took Bobby Marks with him, but he didn't take Shams.
Right.
And now Shams wants to bury him, and he probably does. I think it would be satisfying to him to get more money than Woj.
Yeah, he says that's not, but who knows? But
I got the impression
he's not better than Woj.
Well, I think he's on par. I think he's on par.
He had a better track record this past free agency than Woj did.
Yeah,
okay.
He's pretty good.
Woj has the lore now of everything.
The Woj bomb.
Everything's a Woj bomb. By the way, everything's not a Woj bomb. Some things are Woj snakes and sparklers. Yeah.
Okay. I think Woj is the better journalist. By far.
Don't disagree with you there.
And to me, that matters.
I find it funny that he puts out there all of this. I don't sleep because I want to break stories.
Shut up.
And then he says, yeah, but I don't care about the money.
Yeah, shut up.
Okay. So everything about you that you're portraying about yourself in this story goes one way, but then you go completely the opposite in competition when it comes to money.
Well, the article kind of paints the picture of a guy that just wants to be the best at his profession.
I felt bad for him.
And in that sense, he wouldn't care about the money, but keep in mind, this is also a guy that's making $4 million. So it's easy to say, I don't care about the money when you have enough money to live for the rest of your life comfortably.
I felt bad for him, though, reading it.
I did, too, because
He leads a very... He's not well-rounded at all. Like, he doesn't do... I don't watch television.
The only thing he does is play basketball.
I don't go and have friends.
Is it wrong that I'm skeptical of how hard somebody tells you they work?
No.
I mean,
that's not reason to be
like the guy that tells you, oh, I'm working 18, 19 hours. All right.
Yeah, usually,
you're probably not.
Usually that person, the hardest thing they do is tell you how hard they work.
Like, okay. Like, what are you doing? You're calling a front office person every single day at every team, and you're calling your source here, and no, stuff probably comes to you at this point.
Give
me a break.
My biggest promotion that I ever got in the business world, I start this new position, and the VP, and I thank him for it, the VP comes in from the entire company. And he said, can I say something to you? And he goes, I heard you've been like first one in, last one out. I said, yeah, I've been a lot of that. And he goes, stop that. He says, because part of you is doing that to show everybody that you're first one in, last one out. It means you're not working effectively. He said, my entire career. And he'd been with this company his entire career. He goes, I never had to be first one in or last one out. Some days I'd be first one in. Some days I'd be last one out. Some days I wasn't either. He goes, you're doing that partially to show other people, look at how hard I'm working. He goes, that means you're not working effectively. Work less. Work less. Work more efficiently. And I thought it was great advice.
Probably from the way that you were raised, and a lot of us were raised, is, all right, well, if you're the first one and you're the last one to leave, then you are working.
But it wasn't. And he said,
and he's probably right.
He said, work more efficiently. And he said, learn to delegate. Learn to trust people. And that was the hardest lesson I had to learn. Trust people. Let them do it.
I was with you with reading this. I felt bad for him, and partly because my best friend was in a similar situation where I was telling him like he was basically married to his job.
You're burning yourself out.
And I took your advice, Pat. Thank you.
And I told him like, dude, like you can take a day off. And he finally told me this past year he realized he wasted his late 20s.
It happens.
And
it happens.
And that's reading this article about Shams. All I could think of was he's going to get to be about 40 years old, single, and going to be going, what the hell did I do?
Like I look at Schefter is the sort of new age insider. Mort was the insider before him, and they do their jobs very differently. But Schefter found love, found fatherhood,
My name's Adam.
Found the balance to be able to do all those other things. So I felt bad for Shams. I feel bad for a young guy making $4 million a year that is just
that can't enjoy it.
That doesn't seem like he enjoys.
Well, I'll never feel bad for somebody making $4 million a year. That's on him at that point. Like he's got to find his own life balance.
His own balance.
I didn't read the story, and I probably will at some point.
Read it, yeah.
You told us not to.
Yeah, I didn't want you to read it because I wanted you to hear some of the weird things that he does.
From you guys describing it to me, he sounds like a tryhard. Like, dude, shut up. Nobody cares how hard you work. You're making generational wealth. Cry me a river.
There are a lot of people in that business, having been in it for a long time, that are addicted to finding the story. Phil Jasner, the late great Phil Jasner, who preceded me as the Sixers beat writer, was one of those people. He could not let anything go.
But he had life balance.
He had life balance, yes. But the addiction that some people have to that job, it's both. It's incredible to watch, to see somebody that devoted to their profession, but it's also I'll admit it, I wasn't the greatest by far reporter, scoop guy. Keith Pompey is really good at that. Phil Jasner would call the office and say, like, I don't know, pick a name from like a nobody, a Jarvis Farnado. His car just broke down in the middle of I-76. I got to go. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, shit. But there are people that are just addicted to it. Now, I will say this. Breaking a story and having it credited to you, it's a pretty cool high.
Would you get upset, Bob, if a story about the Sixers broke and you weren't the one to break and you had no idea?
Sure. But I would... It wouldn't drive me nuts that I didn't get it. It would drive me nuts of, okay, how did a national person get this when I'm around the team every day?
Would your boss get pissed at you about it?
He'd ask.
No, would they get pissed at you?
No, not pissed.
If that was
no,
happening?
because they know that you're doing the job. If you weren't doing the job, but it was a case of a PR guy would, and I told you guys the story before, that I would break a story. I would be kind enough to let the PR guy know, look, I have this, and I'd be told, well, can you wait 10 minutes till I call Woj? Yeah, sure, I will.
Hey, Copair has their best offer ever. I've been telling you about it. 4 weeks, I've lost 12.5 pounds, and it's been really, really easy. You know what I had for dinner last night?
Eggs.
Filet.
Nice.
And asparagus.
Nice.
That's not too bad. No. And you can lose weight and you can do it the right way. And I'm not eating prepackaged foods that I'm putting in a microwave. Go to copairhealth.com to get started. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. You're going to live better with our friends from Copair. Copare. Please tell them I sent you, and they'll take great care of you. So yesterday I got a call about Jamie Lynch.
Oh?
I get referenced. So you know when you get a DM and somebody sends you a DM and you're like, oh, well, there's one. I get the ESPN assignment desk checking with me.
Oh yeah,
and it's like,
what did I do?
Was one of your guys reporting that James Harden's not injured?
Oh God, no! I report nothing
because our reporting is, and they said because our reporting is that was absolutely healthy, and that there's no health issues with James Harden. So they wondered if it was based on you and Anthony going back and forth at the end yesterday, and you speculating. Well, I hope, and you even said
best case scenario.
Best case scenario. I hope he's hurt.
Yeah,
and not I hope he's hurt. But
way to go, Jamie.
I hope there's that. So ESPN's contacted me. And go, was one of your guys reporting that? I said, well, I'm glad that they're hearing wind of our show.
Oh, that's good.
But no, nobody reported it.
I will
James
report
Harden.
nothing.
Injured.
That's not my lane.
Of Jamie Lynch.
Yeah, then, you got to know your lane. That's not my lane.
Then they come back and they go, because our reporting 100% says James Harden was healthy. If James Harden is healthy,
yeah, I don't
and has no medical concerns going into the summer.
I don't know where he's at. I don't think anybody really does except probably James and maybe an inner circle. But I really pray that Darryl and Elton can get the truth out of him.
I don't think he's hurt.
Because he could be feeling it and it not show up on an MRI. You know what I mean? Like, he knows his body. I hope he's hurt. I just hope Darryl and Elton can get the truth out of him.
Well,
of where he is, what he's going to do this offseason to correct it or rehab it or whatever. Or if it's not hurt, then that probably becomes a much harder discussion.
I can't tell if any of my spies were correct or not, but I had unconfirmed sightings in Atlanta that he's
Magic
out and about,
City,
out and about
wings.
enjoying himself.
Well, season's over.
Season's over, right?
He can do whatever he wants.
You do whatever
His
you want.
hamstring must be healthy if he's doing
good.
that.
You can go and get the lemon peppers if you wish.
He's in the lab with Lil Baby.
Yeah, I'm sure. Watch that.
I think it's Del Baby.
It's Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. He wants Lil.
Who's Lil Baby?
He's finally figuring out Lil.
There's a Lil Baby now?
Lil John, the baby.
You
can't keep him straight.
Track of all the babies.
You know you can.
a lot of babies.
Bob Cooney ain't a baby. And in Cooney's corner,
I'm a man.
He says, "Can you win with question marks?"
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's corner.
Yeah, it wasn't so much that I was trying to say like question marks about the quarterback, but what if they do win? They won 9 games last year, and possibly they could be better than this year, all right? Say they win 10, 11 games. All right, think about this. The Eagles made the playoffs last year, won 9 games.
Yes.
Say they're a little bit better this year, record-wise. They win 10 or 11 games. That'll probably get you into the playoffs, most likely. Can you have questions about the quarterback after 2 seasons like that?
Yeah.
What if they win 10 or 11 this year? Is it going to be harder to have questions about Jalen Hurts when he's led you to 2 straight playoffs and improved from 9 wins to 11 wins?
Absolutely. I won't. You know what? I won't have it. I'm certainly not going to be shopping for a quarterback. If Jalen Hurts gets them to 11-6 and they make the playoffs, maybe 11-6, they're going to win this division.
Okay.
They win the division. Jalen Hurts leads you to the playoffs again. Maybe you get a playoff win, a home playoff victory. I absolutely will not be shopping for a quarterback. I'm not going to go to some college quarterback and go, you can do better than that.
What if it's a repeat of this year where you get the 9 wins, you get the playoff berth, you're feeling
9
good.
wins? And
No,
there's no
I'm
I'll
just
take
saying,
the 10 or 11.
even if you improve on the 9 and you become a playoff team, and then you face a team and he looks absolutely lost, and you have a defensive coordinator mic'd up saying he can't read, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, there's context to it. I don't think wins is a blanket statement of you can't look elsewhere.
I don't think a starting quarterback other than Alex Smith can I think of would have gone to the playoffs 2 years in a row and then lost his job. And Alex Smith was at the end of his career.
But if you know.
And oft injured.
And they had drafted his replacement.
And oft injured Alex Smith.
Because, look, they've improved the defense. They still have more to go, but they have improved the defense. Well,
they've improved.
They don't have a starting safety and cornerback too right
Wait a minute.
now.
They got a better pass rusher. They went and got you 2 linebackers.
Yeah. But you're still missing
improved.
2 starters.
This defense is improved.
They'll get them for you. So, all right, even whatever. You've improved the offense. I mean, you've got one of the top 7 receivers in the league. You could realistically win 10 or 11 games and your quarterback not be better than last year?
No.
Yes.
No.
I love that.
No, you can't.
You said yes, you said no at the exact same time.
I'm already on record, and this could be really, really bad. Jalen Hurts is going to be better in every statistical category this year.
He should
just by osmosis.
Yeah, he should be with a year under his belt.
He's going to get better, and there's better talent around him. He's going to get better at every single part of the game.
And it could still not be good enough.
It might not be good enough, but if it's good enough to win the NFC East, they ain't drafting a quarterback next year.
Yeah, but I almost have to take this season with another grain of schedule salt. You know what I mean? The 9 wins last year was impressive probably because we didn't expect anything.
And they dug themselves out of a hole that they dug for themselves.
But that schedule was dog crap.
Okay.
And it looks like dog crap again this year. I can't say that 10 or 11 wins is a direct result of Jalen Hurts.
Well, it's also how they win these games. Like, if they if they prioritize the run and that's the way they win a lot of these games, then it's different. I mean, Jamie said it earlier. If you come out run heavy, kind of tells you all you need to know about what the organization thinks. Look, if they had stuck to their game plan the first 6 weeks of the season, they don't make the playoffs. But they had to go away from Jalen Hurts throwing the football to get into the playoffs. So if they go run heavy and they get in the playoffs, I don't really feel good about Jalen Hurts at all.
Yeah, listen to all the different types of comments.
You're the two who threw in the towel.
We're the most negative on them.
So you guys are trying to almost in your heads affirm the decision you've already made.
No, I'd love to be wrong.
I'm not trying to accuse you of that.
I'd love to be wrong, too. I'm firm in my belief that I'm not.
The fastest route to them becoming a champion again is Jalen Hurts is successful and great.
Absolutely.
I just don't think that's going to happen. I could be wrong.
I don't think that's going to happen either, and that's why I brought this up. Could he not be that, but still be good enough to stay here?
I'm the most.
I don't think so because he'll be entering the final year of his contract, and they're going to want a decision. Like he's not going to enter that fourth year most likely as a playoff starter 2 years in a row going. Yeah, no, I trust you guys. Maybe down the road.
Like you're winning 11 games, you could say.
But he's going to want that contract, so the team therefore has to decide. All right, bleep or get off the pot.
He could be one of the cheapest quarterbacks in the league because his numbers won't. They could win 11 games with him not being great.
I don't think his agent's
not many quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's such an interesting dynamic that they have with the quarterback this
year.
Think
about it. If they win 11 games and he's not great, and we're sitting here having the same conversation, his trade value around the league might actually be
it might
worth
be
something.
good. Yeah, it might be.
Good point, Pat.
How a local kid Jamie wants to brag on.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. A kid from Archbishop Wood.
Okay.
Shout out to the Philadelphia Catholic League. Gary Martin.
Hey, Gary.
Incredible athletic feat. Just completed a mile in 3 minutes, 57 seconds, and 98 tenths of a second.
Okay, that's crazy talent.
He becomes
Gary.
Just the 14th American high school athlete to break a 4-minute mile and only the third all-time outdoors.
That's incredible.
That's absolutely mind-blowing.
Okay, have you done 5Ks? Anybody in here?
Yeah.
I've done 3 5Ks. I've never broken 30 minutes.
Running is my least favorite thing in the world.
I've never broken 30 minutes. I've never been longer than 32, but I've never broken 30 on a 5K. That's 3.2, I think. 3.2 miles, so I'm like 10. Now I'm also older.
So Gary could do that in like 13 minutes.
Gary could do he could do a 5K in oh my God.
14 minutes.
He was the first to run an under 4-minute mile. Do you remember?
It's
Roger
not
Bannister.
Very good.
Very good, Pat.
Yeah.
Did he help?
1954.
Is he another one of those runners, though, who dropped dead early? Because a lot of them drop dead early. A lot of them do.
Was it him or Pistorius that helped design the waffle for Nike?
Oscar Pistorius?
The killer?
He's the killer.
Yeah, he killed.
The one that
He's the murderer.
Who's the Jared Leto dude in the movie? Why am I Prefontaine? Never mind.
Oh yeah,
Pistorius.
Oscar Pistorius.
Wrong track.
I don't think he was designing anything.
Yeah. He's designing a way to break out of prison right now.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's awesome. Imagine being a kid in high school to say I'm one of only 14
to do something
high school kids to ever do something. So that's great. Congrats to that kid.
Pat, there's the misspeak.
Well, at least it was a real
you're
person.
For.
Prefontaine, Pistorius. They're
What
close.
is Oscar Pistorius designing for people now? Man, I like that.
So congrats to Gary. Sorry to muddy
Gary.
the water.
Good job, Gary.
Awesome, buddy.
Gary, we're looking for you in the future. Good job,
Congrats
buddy.
to the Martins.
Congratulations, even though it's from Wood. Congratulations. We're going to still give you love. Wrong high school, but we're still going to give you love.
I mean, it's not LaSalle, but, Wood's a fine school.
His parents didn't love him enough to send him to O'Hara, but it's okay. It really is.
How do you feel, Bob, across the bridge?
They could have relocated.
You guys can argue all you want. You're not where you want to be. So.
Oh, my gosh. Bob referenced this earlier. I'm going to dive into it, too, a little deeper. I don't like the plan. What plan is it? We're halfway home. Hang out with us, won't you? It's the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. Download the BetParks app today in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. BetParks.com in Pennsylvania or Jersey. Use the promo code Kincade. Get a risk-free bet of up to $750. Think about it this way. You think you know who's going to win the NBA championship? If you put $50 down on the Warriors right now, you're going to win $60. You put $50 down right now on the Celtics, you're going to win $100. You put $50 down on the Heat, you're going to win $300. It's a great, great deal. Get on in on the BetParks app. Use my promo code Kincade, and the website will risk-free bet will be refunded in site credit should you lose. But you seem pretty smart. With the NBA Final Four getting underway, bet on individual player performances, points, rebounds, assists. In baseball, you can do hits and homers and strikeouts. Now I'm heading back to the set of Footloose, so I'm not going to be able to wager for a few days. I got to get my wagers in. The BetParx app makes it easy and sleek and fun. You're going to love it right in your pocket. You got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
You can't just tag no offense on the end of something horribly offensive and act like it's okay.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage headquarters. At Wawa Siptopia, every sip is a quick trip to your happy place. Relax and lose yourself in a delicious smoothie or creamy milkshake. Recharge on the go with a new frozen coffee or frozen refresher. No matter what your favorite beverage is, here's your chance to indulge. So whether you like it hot, frozen, fruity, or caffeinated, Wawa Siptopia awaits. See store for details.
Whoa, is that the new pork adobo chalupa from Wawa? I've been so curious. Is the adobo seasoning fiery or savory?
That's right.
Well, which is it?
Absolutely.
Well, it can't be fiery and savory at the same time. Can it? Okay, well, at least tell me this. Is the fire-roasted corn smoky or sweet?
Oh, totally.
So both. Or neither?
Now you're getting it.
Okay, salsa verde, tangy or spicy?
Yes.
Zip or kick?
Satisfy your culinary curiosity with the new chalupas at Wawa.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and voice for $35 each a month when you buy both with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to get up to a $700 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online today to learn more. Requires enrollment in automatic payments and paperless billing. Prepaid card offer ends 5/22/22. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business customers only. Limited to Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, installation, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change during and after term agreement. May not be combined with other offers. Most innovative company based on American Business 2021 Gold Stevie Award.
Hi, this is Taylor Morgan. Years ago, I made a decision that would change my life forever. I attended the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, but radio and TV sounded like fun. Well, it turned into a career that has lasted more than 30 years and has given me opportunities that I never would have dreamed possible, like broadcasting from the Olympics in Nagano, Japan. And it all started at Connecticut School of Broadcasting, which is now CSB Media Arts Center, with classes not only in radio and TV, but video production, podcasting, editing, all that is media. The hands-on training from broadcast professionals whose entire mission is to get you career ready, plus the job placement assistance, is priceless. And it all happens in 8 or 16 weeks. Train on site or online. There's a campus in nearby Cherry Hill, and they're VA approved. CSB Media Arts Center. Get your start. Visit GoCSB.com.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
The amazing Fred Beans used car sale is on. For 3 days only, May 20th, 21st, and 23rd. Browse over 1,800 cars, trucks, and SUVs, and more than 500 certified pre-owned vehicles. All backed by our 5-day return, 30-day exchange policy. Plus, get a head start on summer by receiving a Weber grill with any used car purchase. Hurry in today, because the amazing Fred Beans used car sale is 3 days only. As Fred himself always says, our used cars are better because our reputation depends on it. See how we do used better at FredBeansUsed.com. While supplies last, see dealer for full details.
People of New Jersey, Caesars Sportsbook is giving out
first bet insurance for all new users up to $1,100. Download the app and use promo code RADIOCZR and then place your first bet. If you win, congrats. But if not, you'll get your wager back as a free bet. Must be 21 and physically present in New Jersey. New users only. Bet amount of qualifying wager returned only if wager is settled as a loss. Paid as a single bet credit. Must be used within 14 days. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Need to get away? Plan on 2 days that don't feel like the other 5 and do it right here in your own backyard. Check out places you haven't been to in years and explore new spots that you keep meaning to get to, but don't. Pair the Bell, the Hall, and a cheesesteak with James Beard affiliated restaurants. Art at every turn. Beer gardens galore and a spellbinding exhibit or two. Pack light, plan big. For Philly, your hometown adventures begin at visitphilly.com.
Worried about your air conditioner melting down this summer? Don't sweat it. Just call your independent Delaware Valley trained comfort specialist for rebates and special financing offers on a new high-efficiency air conditioning system with whole house air filtration. You'll get cooler, cleaner, and healthier air throughout your home and lower energy bills, too. To get started, visit Trane.com to find a Delaware Valley independent trained comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a train. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
I'm getting psyched for this year's away game trip. Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona, here we come. With Philly Sports Trips, of course, the only place I use when I do my road trips for Philly sports events. If you haven't joined us before, I think this will be my 5th or 6th trip with Philly Sports Trips. Make this year your first. Every Birds fans needs an experience at a Birds away game trip with Vince and Bob and the amazing team over at Philly Sports Trips. Of course, the John Kincade Show will be there again this year. We're guaranteed to have a blast traveling along with hundreds of Birds fans. So please join us out in the desert this year. I promise you, we can get out golfing, we can hit the pools. Phoenix and Scottsdale are just an awesome, awesome place. So go to phillysportstrips.com right now. Place a small deposit to simply reserve your space. That's phillysportstrips.com. Trust me, Philly Sports Trips takes care of everything. Hotel, airfare, transfers, great parties, and just the best overall time. So go to phillysportstrips.com. You'll see a host. They're hosting tons of Birds away game trips this year, including Chicago, an amazing luxury party bus trip to D.C. and New York. phillysportstrips.com. Do it. Reserve your spot with a small deposit and join us out in Arizona.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
This is the radio show I always wanted to host here in Philly. Question is whether it's the one you've always wanted to listen to.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
We're halfway home on the John Kincade Show on this Tuesday morning. Tuesday, May the 17th. Hopefully you are having a magnificent start to your day. It looks brilliant, beautiful outside.
May the 17th be with you.
We don't do that, do we?
No.
Please?
Oh, okay. My
yeah,
bad.
we don't, I don't.
Yesterday would have been my parents' 69th wedding anniversary.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
Wow.
How about that, huh?
Baby brother.
That's a weird thing.
Or
to
sister.
Wink
Would
at
have
me.
been.
69th wedding anniversary?
Yeah.
thought-
They
I
got
never-
married late in life.
Oh,
and-
okay.
Yeah. And they had me very late in life.
I thought about the other
Like
day.
father, like son, eh, Bobby?
I thought about it the other day that Betty lived in the same house. That my parents had a house done in 1951, and lived in that house. She lived in that house till 2017.
Wow.
And just thinking about
That's a long time.
68 years, I guess that is. I'm like in one house.
I mean, she never had to move. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
No, she
moving
didn't.
sucks.
Moving does suck.
She didn't. Every time I'm over in Broomont, I have to go take the turn and just see the house.
Yeah,
I grew
sure.
up in.
Anytime I'm up by where I grew up, I always make a point to stop by.
And there's a young couple that the young lady, the mom had moved in from she grew up on the next block. And when my mom had all these offers for the house, she wrote her a letter.
That's how I think we got our house.
And she was pregnant. And she said, I know you cared about your house. I know you lived in it forever. And I'd love to raise my family and my kids in the house, too.
Yeah, the letter works.
And she didn't take the highest. My mom did not take the highest offer.
We weren't the highest offer either.
She wanted this couple to be in there.
But you tug on the heartstrings a little bit.
What did you say?
My cousin's right down the road. I was smack dab in between my parents and her parents.
In-betwiddle? What are you, a rapper?
In between my parents and her parents.
That's a wonderful story.
We just did, babies arriving. We want to raise them in this house.
I think that's awesome.
It
was a her.
That's not true.
What do you mean?
No, the story that you told me, and I got to call you on this, Jamie. I'm sorry, bud. But
what?
The story that you told me.
That was a lie.
What did he say?
You told them that you were Jamie Lynch from the John Kincade Show, and you promised them $50 in Wendy's gift cards.
Get him hooked up at PJ's for a table.
A hookup at PJ's if you just
call
drop
my
his
friends
name.
at North Bend Mazda Lawn and Golf Supply Company,
Everything
H&H HVAC. I got him hooked up.
You'd mow their lawn.
Yeah.
You'd come over.
I was like, here's a $25 promo to DraftKings.
Yeah, don't lie to me.
Have you heard of Prop Swap? It's where America buys and sells
I think that's what happened.
They walked away with discount codes out the wazoo.
I think that's what happened.
Shameless.
Why'd you air that out, Pat?
I'm sorry, we had to.
Our 8 o'clock hour, you seem wounded, Jamie, and our 8 o'clock hour is brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. Speaking of injury.
But when you're buying a house, send the letter. It works.
It does work, especially when they had multiple...
My mom said she saw it on HGTV. She's like, just do it. I was like, this feels corny. She's like, just do it.
Well, we did.
Now, why do you do your mom voice is different than Addie voice? Your mom
they're
sounds
not the same person.
Yeah, but the mom voice is much more pleasant.
Yeah.
The Eileen Lynch voice is much more pleasant than the Addie voice.
I'm not allowed to speak.
My wife's usually asking me to do something. That's why I do that voice.
You do like the Charlie Brown teacher almost, with like a little bit of a whine to it. I'm worried about this plan. And Bob brought it up a little bit earlier on in the show. The Bryce Harper plan has me very wary. His elbow has received the rich plasma injection. I had to read about this yesterday, and it is pretty amazing how this does supposedly help people reduce inflammation and help potentially heal it up. The problem is surgery is pretty much required at some point, and it's a dangerous game of kick the can. Have the surgery, miss about 6 weeks. Could be 5, could be 7. Don't have surgery. You run the risk of everything breaking down at a more critical time. And my fear is that the Phillies continue to rake. Harper stirs the drink. We get our expectations set up for an October baseball run, and he craps out in August or September with the injury getting far worse that he can't swing the bat anymore. So, Bob, you put it to us a little bit earlier. What do you do? And I am unequivocally, I shut him down now and I have the surgery. After these next 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks that could sink the season, when you're playing, it is the 2-week roughest stretch the rest of the year. I wait. Memorial Day, he has the surgery. And then early July, he's ready to go. He could be ready to go again.
That's interesting. I'm just get it done now. I would say, Bryce, your next date is not in the batter's box. It's on the operating table. Get it done. 6 weeks takes you to the end of June, say. Maybe a little bit longer into July. You still have all of July, all of August,
and the
all of September.
Right. Exactly.
And as I said earlier, maybe it forces Dombrowski's hand to aggressively go after another outfielder. I would just do it. I don't want this to come into play at a bad time. There's never going to be a good time when you have to shut down your MVP for 6 weeks. There's no question about that. But I would go. I'd be proactive on this one. I'd say go get it done now. We'll see you in July, end of June, July, and then we're going to make a run. Keep your head above water. The whole team is swinging pretty well now.
Yes.
Hitting season's coming. If you're going to last without Bryce Harper, it just might be now. So I would have him go do it now.
Yeah, I mean, usually when you delay a surgery, it's not the best situation in the world. So part of me says just get it done. But then the other part of me says, can they stay above water for these 6 weeks? I don't know. I mean, he's the MVP of the league. There's going to be an effect there.
Sure.
With no Mickey Moniak. Maybe you're waiting for him for a little more outfield depth before you make a move of that size and nature. Can he make it the whole year and not get worse?
I don't know. I'd love to know.
No, he could, and that has been said. He could, but it's going to.
But it could also tear.
The finish line. The finish line is the same. He's going to require at some point.
Yeah, I'm back and forth on this one. Earlier, I said,
but it's not Tommy John, by the way. This isn't Tommy John surgery.
No, it'd be a full tear if it needed Tommy John.
Yeah, and hopefully, and
partial.
I don't believe they would. Now I'm reading from one piece here that if it was in any risk of it becoming that, the Phillies would not be letting him play now.
Okay.
So they've been told it's not going to develop into that.
My answer might change by the hour with this question. I don't think I have a consistent answer.
I'm kind of right there with you, James. I earlier said don't do it, and
I earlier said do it. Now I'm like, I don't think you can.
I'm leaning towards still not doing it, but if you're going to do it, I would wait until after this murderer's row type stretch. They have 2 more weeks.
And that's where I'm at too.
They have 2 more weeks of like really tough baseball, and then after that they're getting to the quote unquote easier part of their schedule. You might be able to survive with that. I don't really like the idea of relying though on Mickey Moniak coming back because, while I like the kid and we're all excited about what he did in spring training, it's still spring training and he's still an unknown. He's still unproven.
Well, he's just the depth piece you would need to offset Odubel, Castellanos, and Schwarber. You just need more outfilders right now. You don't have that many.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. Like him coming back, he would probably be your center fielder there. I just don't know if he's good enough. We know we're getting from Odubel. I just don't know if the team would be able to handle losing your MVP. He's the one guy in the lineup that I don't know if they can afford to lose him.
Yeah, there's 2 ways that a team can handle losing your best player and the best player in the league. And one is everybody plays better. Everybody knows that they have to be. They elevate their play. Maybe Schwarber breaks out of this funk that he's in, whatever. And then when you get Harper back, he may be coming back to a better group of teammates that he had before he left. Or woe is me, and boom, there. The ship sinks.
Yeah. I can't sit him down now.
Jason tweets in a good point. Is it 6 weeks recovery from the surgery and then rehab assignments? Could he be
back in 6
or
weeks?
Is he recovery time 3 weeks? He could start swinging.
No,
and then
they say he could be back playing baseball in anywhere from late 5 to 7 weeks. So 6 is right in the middle.
So I guess he has the surgery, and then he can get himself up to full speed in 6 weeks. I would hope.
Well, here's the thing.
Because anything longer than that, I think season's over.
But the thing is, you can't do it this week. You get a 6-game homestand with the Padres and the Dodgers, and they're both good teams. You can't do it next week. You have 7 divisional road games. At the Braves, at the Mets. Then you come home again, Giants, Angels. It's almost like that's still
okay.
But it does get really better after that. The next 6 series are brutal. But then after that, it gets pretty. Yeah, the schedule really opens up. You got a Marlins Nationals Rangers stretch. You have a Nationals.
They lost 2 at home to the Rangers already.
I know, but I mean you've got a Pirates Nationals Marlins stretch of 12 games come.
So if you play well against these next 4 opponents that you have, which are very tough opponents,
you're looking good.
And Harper's in the lineup. Who's going to be able to say Harper's playing well, the team's playing, okay, yeah, go get your operation now because it's going to be even tougher
Bob,
then.
that would mean that we waffle, and we don't waffle here in the John Kincade Show. That we've been never known.
Last 2 hours we'd waffle.
The waffle cone. Hey, buckling up is the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones in a crash, so drive smart and buckle up. Be safe, PA. Learn more at PennDOT.pa.gov/safety. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars. So that a homestand I mentioned begins tonight. And we'll find out if Bryce Harper's available later. But it begins tonight with the Padres and the Dodgers. Dodgers are going to be a little pissed off when they arrive in town.
I would think so, yeah.
You can just think, though. Think of how much better you'd feel if you won a series against the Padres 2 out of 3. And then let's say you won 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. How much better would you feel come October if you did make the postseason to say, okay, this team's beating some good teams.
Well, if you make the postseason, the weird thing with the Phillies is they play up to their opponents, they play down to their opponents. So if you actually make it to the playoffs, you go, all right, well, they should play up to their opponent here. It's just, are those Marlins, Rangers, Pirates series going to prevent you from getting to the playoffs because you play down to your opponents?
And it wouldn't shock you if it's not going to shock you if that happened.
No, not at all. This team's very weird in that sense.
I'd be blown away if they lost the Pirates. The Marlins, I think, are
a pain in your ass.
Yeah, and I mean, you know that no matter what happens with the schedule, they'll face Sandy Alcantara.
Yes.
Probably 5 times in a row. I mean, that's the way it seems to be going with the Phillies, where they're facing the team's aces. They're not facing the team's 5th starter, it seems like. It's really frustrating and annoying.
It does get frustrating. But it's a storyline, thankfully, that's rare.
Yeah, it never happens.
Never happens. Hey, live in-game betting's where it's at on the BetParks app. Go to betparks.com, download the app. In Pennsylvania or New Jersey, get in on the action. You got to be 21 if you have a gambling problem. Please call 1-800-GAMBLER. We don't want you in any kind of trouble there. Now, on the linchpin, Jamie says, there are some bad contracts.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, shout out to Jimmy Kempski for this yesterday on the Philly Voice. He did the 10 worst contracts in the NFC East. And these articles are torture if your team's heavily focused in it. It's very enjoyable if the rest of the NFC carries the weight here. So I'll just buzz through them real quick because I always think these are kind of fun.
Okay.
He puts number 10 as Dak Prescott.
Worst contracts? Why? Why is Dak a worst contract?
I mean, he's big money.
Best quarterback in the division.
Jimmy says on the surface, when Prescott got his deal, it didn't seem that bad. 4 years, 160 with 126 in guarantees, including a $66 million signing bonus. After the playing the franchise tag, Prescott had an outstanding season, suffered a leg injury, lost for the year, and then the season went into the toilet. Basically it just says the guaranteed money for the results isn't really that great.
He's had bad luck since he signed, so I know what Jimmy's getting at on that one. Okay.
I don't think it's a reflection of he's that bad of a player. I think it's just that's a hell of a lot of guaranteed money and not getting a lot of results from it. Number 9, Brandon Brooks, Philadelphia Eagles. They're still paying him.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's a tough one because he's retired.
That was a terrible contract.
He just joined Wharton. He's going to get his MBA.
Good for him.
Saw that.
Yeah. That was a terrible contract.
Number 8, Leonard Williams, defensive lineman on the Giants.
Okay.
Got paid after his really good 2020 season. Number 7, Adoree Jackson, Giants. They paid him after he left Tennessee, not getting the results there. Curtis Samuel, wide receiver on the Commanders, comes in at number 6. He didn't play for them last year. That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Number 5, DeMarcus Lawrence, defensive end on the Cowboys. Number 4, Fletcher Cox, defensive tackle on the Eagles.
It's a bad contract.
Kenny Golladay, number 3 on the Giants, the most expensive wide receiver room in the NFL.
That's horrible.
And they had no touchdowns last year. Number 2, Ezekiel Elliott, running back Cowboys. Completely agree with him there. And number 1 worst contract in the NFC East.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, quarterback, Washington Commanders.
I figure he had to be there because
I guess it has to be
only
there.
one current Eagle. I mean, the Brandon Brooks, that's tough. But only 2 of the 10 worst. And one of them's only currently on the team.
Yeah,
So
and Cox's 1-year deal.
Yeah. So not that bad. That's why I bring it up. People say the Eagles have a ton of bad contracts.
That's not too bad.
The Giants are a disaster.
I'm going to tell you
Shout out to the MVP, Dave Gettleman.
Yeah, thank you, Dave Gettleman.
I'm going to tell you where Washington is. I'm not sure that contract's going to be terrible. Because Carson Wentz, no matter what anyone tries to joke about or everything, he wasn't terrible last year.
No, he will, and he's got better weapons.
He's got a better team in front of him, a better defense to play with.
It's just a matter of how quickly does he wear out his welcome.
Correct.
He's
He's
locker room.
Over $28 million on their cap.
It's a lot, but they're desperate. When you're desperate, you're desperate. All right, I got a plan for you. I got an off-season plan for the Sixers. And I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible because I literally tried yesterday sitting down with the salary cap machine and trades and otherwise and tried to figure out how to trade Tobias Harris. And I found that, there really aren't a ton of – I can't find a ton of teams. I was trying to trade Tobias Harris to a ton of teams using the trade machine. So unless I'm using it incorrectly, I found 6 teams that could absorb him. And I don't believe there's going to be a ton of teams that are going to look and say, you know what? The missing piece for us is Tobias Harris. He's the guy. So I'm going to work under the assumption that I am letting James Harden opt in. He's going to opt in on his choice, but I am not giving him an extension. So I don't want to trade Tobias Harris if you're bringing back James Harden. Because if you're bringing back Harden, you obviously told me over and over again, Daryl Morey, Doc Rivers, they referenced the 24 games over and over again. In fact, 7 times in a matter of a few days. Well, 24 games. 24 games. You didn't have enough time. So I don't want to blow up anything if Harden is opting in for next year without an extension. If he's going $47 million, I just want tweaks. I don't want major trades. I don't believe the trade's out there for Tobias Harris.
Oh, I do.
I do not. I think unless I did the machine wrong yesterday, there's maybe 6 or 7 teams that could trade for him, and none of them actually made sense of why they'd be going, I'm going to, like, good teams aren't blowing up their team, giving up good pieces that are contributing major parts now to get Tobias Harris.
Was that taken into account 3-team trades and sign-in trades? Because that's a major facet that trade machines have to be lack at.
The only thing is, though, is the money, is being able to absorb Tobias's money. But more importantly, if James Harden's in for 1 year, and I'm working on the fact that he has hand, he can opt in for 1 year, I'm just changing bench pieces. I'm just moving those players. And I am going to take Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey at their word, and I'm running it back. And if it fails, Doc may not make it through the season, and Daryl Morey would be on his resume, and at the end of the year, I'd be like, Daryl, thanks very much, but I don't trust your vision. I'm leaving it put. I don't want Daryl Morey trading Tyrese Maxey. I don't want Daryl Morey. I don't want to get rid of one of your top 3 players in order to go and try to get bench pieces. I don't get it. So I'm staying the thing, and I'm running it back. It sounds simple, but I've been told by the executive, and I've been told by the head coach, it was 24 games was the reason. Didn't have enough time. They need an offseason. They need to just get to know each other. So I'm going to take them at their word, and then I will show both of them the door if it's not true.
I mean, I think it was a very short period of time.
Oh no,
for a team to gel.
No, they told me.
But you sound like you don't believe them.
No, I don't.
Why? Why?
Because I believe they are ignoring the fact that this team's DNA is flawed. So I want to let them prove it. Go with their plan. I hired them. That's your plan.
This is a tough exercise for you off the top of your head, but try and name me a conference final or NBA final team that had such a short period together. You probably can't. I mean, there might be one, but none come to mind. 24 games is a very small sample size.
By the way, it didn't have to be 24 games because Daryl Morey admitted there were other deals to be made that he didn't choose to take. So there were other deals to be made. We don't know what those deals are. We have no idea. Do I know that they were better deals than what James Harden brought to the table? I do not. I'm not educated enough to say absolutely because I don't know who was involved in the deals. Do I believe there was probably a better deal in retrospect? Absolutely.
Do you think the Tyrese Hal? I mean, you can only kind of gauge it on what the market told you it was.
I think you could have had younger. I think you could have gotten younger, and I think you could have gotten a lot more athletic. Getting rid of Ben Simmons, you could have gotten younger, you could have gotten more athletic, and you could have gotten deeper than just getting James Harden.
Yeah,
I'm going to take them at their word. They both are leaning on the 24 games. So we didn't.
But
have
why
enough
don't you
time.
believe that? That's what I don't get.
Because I don't believe. How about this? I've seen enough.
In 24 games?
Yep. And
Wow.
I believe we are going to be sitting here next year saying the same things about the Sixers. Bob, you're very quiet.
I go back and forth on this. I hate that they're a non-athletic, slow team.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it.
And you got, by the way, you got less athletic and you got slower.
And,
With the trade of
it's
Simmons.
not the way you can win right now in the NBA. That being said, I do like the starting 4 that you have now, and I think they can get better. And, 24 games without practices is not a lot. We say the 24 games, but we have to remember most of those were played every other day with 3 or 4 back-to-backs in there.
That is the truth.
They didn't, and a lot of teams don't practice that late in the season. So those guys were thrown together for better or for worse. Here you go. So I'm kind of lock in step with you, John. I tweak.
Let's roll it back. Tweaks.
Roll it back, but I also need a big tweak. Like, I need that sixth man off the bench to be Jamal Crawford like back in the day, Lou Williams like back in the day, Clarkson like now. I need one of those guys coming off the bench.
You had a chance to get younger and more athletic, and Daryl Morey said, no, I want James Harden.
You've got my brain in a pretzel right now. So if they run it back, you think there's flawed DNA in there.
I do.
So why do you want to run it back?
Because I don't believe you're going to be better getting rid of – I don't think you're better getting rid of –
But you don't believe they're going to be better if they run it back either.
No,
So you don't think they're going to be better in each situation?
I do not. But I think that they need this.
So that's crazy.
I think this organization needs a wake-up call.
Jamie, some men just want to watch the world burn.
I think they need a wake-up call. And I believe.
But how do they get better, in your opinion?
These are two. I don't. How are they going to get better? Right now, I'm telling you right now, it's a toxic stew. It won't work.
But then why would you want to run it back?
Because I want to see him.
This makes no sense to me.
No, because I want change. And I don't believe you're going to get change right now. It doesn't.
Well, then change is trading Tobias Harris.
You can trade.
Tobias is a major part of the DNA right now.
Trading Tobias Harris next year would be simple with a year to go.
All right, so
trading Tobias Harris with 2 years to go is not. There's not, and there's no market.
There will be a market for him.
Yes,
I think I figured this out. So it's kind of like John is saying. And I was the same way with the Eagles last year. I wanted them to lose, not just for the draft pick.
I don't want them to lose.
But hear me out. I wanted them to lose and to have change and move on from Howie Roseman. And, a year later, I'm totally changed my opinion. But at the time, I wanted them to move on from Howie Roseman and get a good draft pick. And you're similar. Like, you want them to keep the same DNA because it'll wake up the organization to make a change.
Exactly.
I don't have another year of.
But I don't think they're going to lose. I think they're going to win 50-something games.
Yeah, but
and everyone's going to go, hey, play the song, Tunis, and it's going to end the same exact way.
That's a fun song to play.
It is, and it's going to end the same way.
I wish we were still playing it.
Hey, the Eagles miss something, and it's great that they miss it. John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Window Nation is having their graduation sale. I got graduation on Saturday, and I know if you have failing windows in your home, your heating bills last winter were terrible. Your cooling bills this summer are going to be awful. So Window Nation wants to help you out. It's a head-of-the-class deal. See all these school analogies? 0% financing is available to you for 60 months, 5 full years. And you're going to get 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy. With over 1 million windows installed, A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust these folks. But you may be saying to me, I can't, John, money's tight right now. Well, with 0% financing, it's like you're getting a free loan to invest in your property. And then you're going to get the savings the next 2 winters, the next 2 summers. You're getting that savings of being able to not pay those high cooling bills because you're going to be in a nice, cool, comfortable home. A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau tells you can trust them. It is Window Nation. So do your window shopping online at windownation.com. Then call them at 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION.
The John Kincade Show.
I am so excited I can't stand it.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CAR for a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CAR for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code CAR.
Hey, it's Jen Scordo. The playoffs are heating up, and you can make every game feel like it's Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. They're an official partner of the NBA. Throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You'll get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many ways to play, and what I love is when you do win, you get paid faster than a fast break. If you're new to FanDuel, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code SCORDO to get your first risk-free bet up to to $1,000. That's promo code SCORDO. If you already have an account, you're all set to bet. No sweat. Either way, you'll get up to $20 in free bets if your same game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA.
21 plus and present in PA. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It would appear that cheaters never prosper, as almost 100 new sanctions have been handed down by the Esports Integrity Commission to players who have used an infamous spectator bug while coaching professional CSGO. 3 unnamed coaches who were going to attend the Antwerp Major were suspended just days before the tournament began on May 9th. The 3 coaches who used the bug to roam the map during the match could be banned for up to 2 years.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-791-1313. That's 800-791-1313.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
It's one thing to build a truck. It's another to build a legacy. The Ford F-150. The only truck with an available class-exclusive Pro Power onboard generator. The only one with an available work surface in the front and the back. And the only one that is part of the F-Series lineup that has been the best-selling pickup for 45 straight years. Now, you can get special incentives when you build to order a new F-150. Inventory is arriving daily, so hurry in for best selection. Get to your local Ford store today.
It's a fact. Only 0.0001% of people will ever step up to the plate as a pro baseball player. For the rest of us, there's BetRivers.com Sportsbook app. Featuring same-game parlays, you can combine the excitement of different bets, all from the same game. Totals? Bet 'em. Spreads? Bet 'em. Player props? It's a home run. Download the BetRivers.com Sportsbook app today. It's a whole new game.
Presented by Rivers Casino Pittsburgh. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
'Tis catering season. Whatever the reason, make it primo. No matter what you have planned, serve in style with Primo Hoagies, made only with the highest quality meats and cheeses on our award-winning seated roll. Stop in one of over 90 locations or order online at PrimoHoagies.com. Remember, not just a hoagie, it's a Primo.
Neiman Marcus has the hottest men's designer sneakers in Philadelphia, and they're going fast. Pop into Neiman's King of Prussia and try on the newest kicks from Balenciaga, Alexander McQueen, Christian Louboutin, Dolce & Gabbana, and Versace. But hurry, to be sure, you're one of the first to snag a pair.
Whether it's Arizona, Chicago, or Houston, Birds fans will be at the game when the team travels, and they'll be there thanks to Philly Sports Trips. Philly Sports Trips is going on every single road game following the Birds and taking the legion of fans with them. So hop on over today to phillysportstrips.com, and with a small deposit, you can make sure you're there too. Look, planning your own away trip, it's not good. You got to find a hotel, and then you've got to find tickets, and then you've got to find a way to the game. But thanks to Philly Sports Trips, it's literally one click of a mouse. You don't have to worry about everything, including airfare. I mean, you literally, with one click of the mouse, you have your plane ticket, you have your hotel room, you have your tickets to the game, and you're having a great time. We've gone to 3 of these. We went to the one in Las Vegas, and it was incredible because the job the Philly Sports Trips does, it makes everybody feel like a VIP. Nobody is too big or too small. No matter what the package you choose is, it's a great time. But if you're not a fan of the Birds and let's say you're a baseball fan, well, they have that too. They have trips going out to San Diego and Pittsburgh. They even have a trip for the British Open coming up at St. Andrews. Look, Father's Day's coming up. This is a great idea. Vacations are coming up. Don't go to the shore for the millionth time. Go to phillysportstrips.com. That's phillysportstrips.com.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You know we really like you when you listen on the radio, but we love you a little bit extra when you take us with you after your ride on the 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's the John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. Hopefully your Tuesday morning is doing well. Put on your sunglasses, please. I see you squinting behind the wheel. Get paid for your old computers, monitors, printers, and more at Armor Metals and Recycling. Armor Metals is your e-cycling headquarters. Armor Metals, the most trusted recycling partner. Visit armormr.com for more.
I got to head over there.
What do you got to recycle?
I have like an old laptop I'm never going to use again. I have a Windows Surface I'm never going to use again. I had a couple phones.
I went to an electronics recycling event on Saturday at Chestnut Hill College.
How was it? Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was nice.
Okay. Did you have fun?
I dropped some stuff off. They took it.
Is that an event where you have fun?
I mean, young. I
like waiting in line to drop stuff off.
I like purging, like getting crap out of the house.
You do? Yeah,
that feels
Me
good.
too. It does feel good.
That's a good feeling. I told you, though, friends of ours had their bank account and information's attacked and everything.
Yikes.
Because they threw away a laptop.
Yeah, take those to Staples or something.
And did not have it destroyed and have it recycled.
There's a place, a computer store in Ardmore. It's creatively called Ardmore Computer.
That's an interesting name.
I'm gonna.
Is that where they wipe your porn?
Yeah, exactly. They'll wipe everything out from your computer, including your history and your research. But they'll wipe it out, and I'll probably head. I've headed there before to wipe my stuff out.
Yeah, I bet you have.
Did you ask any of your neighbors if they needed stuff dropped off or anything, or are you just that selfish?
I was actually doing a favor for my mother, so I got
the Eileen voice. How she asked you.
I did some stuff for my uncle and my aunt and my mother.
Okay, yeah.
Now,
so it wasn't my neighbors.
Now, my old producers back in the day, Hoyt and Los, they have a deal with each other. If either one of them dies,
they scrub each other's internet history. They scrub
each other's computer when they go visit the home and check the wife.
That's good.
That they have the secret files, what it's named under. Los's was under NHL Draft. And he couldn't tell you 5 franchises.
So the good idea is you do factory reset.
You just do it
factory reset.
Well, you know what? Oh, that's not a bad one either.
And no one's going in that.
No one's going in that one. So, hey, a lost storyline that was not talked about in the NFL schedule release because we were busy with the Sixers autopsy. The Eagles are going to miss playing DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona. There was a window of time where the number one weapon of Arizona, where their number one lethal bomb that they've got was going to be out of the lineup. And you had 3 chances to hit it, and the Eagles landed in one of those. Things really worked out well by getting to miss DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona. Their offense looks much more pedestrian without one of the greatest players in the game playing in it. That really worked out well for the Eagles, and I haven't heard much talk about it. That's an advantage.
It's very fortunate. And after I have the Eagles winning the first 4 games of the season, the 5th game at Arizona,
that might
I have a loss.
It's scraggling again on you.
So it goes win, win.
It's scraggling on you again.
No, that is a great thing, especially with it looks like, I don't know, look, your front 7 is better. And the secondary,
Brandon Graham
we'll see. Sure. The secondary we'll still see. Do they make changes before then? I don't know. It might be a growing thing with this defense, specifically the secondary, much like it was with the offense last year. where you have to figure it out. Does a good front line make your secondary look better? A lot of people will say it does. So maybe they'll be okay. But missing DeAndre Hopkins, that's perfect.
It's huge. It really is huge. Hey, if you need to get away, plan on 2 days that don't feel like the other 5. Do it right here in your own backyard. Pack light, plan big. For Philly, your hometown adventures begin at visitphilly.com. That'd be great. I'm just really glad to see that.
Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals sucked once DeAndre Hopkins left last year. Like, they fell apart.
They fell apart.
And Kyler Murray in particular.
He fell apart.
Yeah. Their whole offseason's been crazy.
It's been a little weird.
And he sounds like a miserable guy. He just does not sound like he sounds like a self-centered, miserable guy, doesn't care at all about the team.
I get the sense that they weren't too pumped the situation they found themselves in.
Yep.
Having to decide between extending him for is it the franchise he's playing under? Or?
He's going to play under the last year of his rookie deal.
Okay, it's the last year. Yeah.
And they're letting him play there.
Yeah.
They don't dig him.
Yeah, I get the sense he's not beloved out there.
No, he's not beloved in his own locker room. If you read the
that's
reports.
what I mean. Like,
guys look at him and they're just not. They do not believe he's team oriented.
Well, I mean, if
he didn't want to come in a game.
If he uses the threat of baseball, if I'm a teammate of his, I go,
just get out.
Yeah, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, I understand you want to get paid, but really?
Now, there are some guys who are relentlessly wanting to compete, and Tiger Woods is one of them. And I saw the story yesterday about Tiger Woods getting ready for the PGA Championship, which is still strange to me, the PGA Championship beginning the 3rd week of May. It just is still strange. I'm so used to it being August.
I don't have those as calendar-tied events.
Oh, I do.
I
absolutely do. Like to have.
I didn't even realize it was August.
U.S. Open June, British Open July, PGA Championship August, Masters April.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was just always there.
Never clicked for me like that.
Plus, it came through. I've been to a few of the PGA Championships, but Tiger Woods relentlessly working to get back. And it tells me, again, all you need to know about Tiger Woods, like how much a day he's been working. And the number one thing that he said that he complained about from the Masters was just the walking.
Mm-hmm.
And that he was physically exhausted and that hurt his putting. He was tired.
Sure.
But it's weird to me. Because Tiger does, they were saying, wow, Tiger doesn't look like he's in as great shape as he usually is. Tiger looks still like he could line up and knock somebody's on their backside.
He looks jacked. He looks jacked. He looks great.
But Tiger was tired. And he said he was tired. By the time he got to the 16th hole, 15th hole, he was tired.
Sure.
Every single round. And he thought it was hurting his putting and his concentration and everything like that. That's a big admission from Tiger Woods.
I completely understand it. Yeah.
But I do. I don't think Tiger would ever have admitted that, like, even if he felt it 10 years ago. He's grown so comfortable in his own.
Yeah, the walking aspect now look, we're casual golfers here.
Yes.
The walking aspect of it, a lot of us casual golfers don't walk golf courses. But the walking aspect for pros is not even thought about. It's just what they do. These guys exercise all the time and everything, but that's just the way they play golf. They walk the entire course and they don't think of it. When you have to start thinking about it like Tiger did this past Masters, and it becomes a hindrance to your game, that's tough not only physically but mentally, because he's never had to think about that before.
I love walking a golf course, but I'd need one of the things. I told you the guys in my old neighborhood all went and bought in bulk those carts where you put your golf cart on it, you put your golf bag on it, and you wear the tag on your pants, and the bag follows you.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
And it's got a handle for you, so you can put your beer in.
Yeah,
you can have that in there.
I walk majority of the time.
You got to water. I would love that. Not having a bag. If I didn't have a bag on my shoulder, I would love to walk. I would love to walk every round of golf I ever played.
I like carrying the bag just because it makes me focus more on my next shot because I kind of earned my way to get there.
Okay,
it's a little bit more of a workout.
But by the end, I'd be tired. That would make me the more tired.
Well, I think generally golf, like Brooks Koepka said it. He said golf should only be 13 or 14 holes, and once that gets in your head. Usually by like the 14th hole, you're kind of like, all right, I'm pretty good. It's kind of funny how spot on he was.
I never ever thought about it before. You always grew up. We grew up always playing 18. Yeah, but then once people started talking it into existence, And I've played with guys, and you might be one of a lot of guys that like to quit after 13 or 14 holes.
Why?
And now it's in my mind, like,
what, because
13,
of time?
14. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've never done it. I
get into the bar afterwards is always fun.
I loved being able to go play 9 at twilight.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. An early dinner, and then go play 9 6:30, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, where the sun's gone down and it's quiet and it's comfortable. The temperatures are more comfortable. But Tiger Woods talking about being tired and losing his focus. What do you lose when you're tired? What do you lose focus on?
Oh, you know it from coaching. That's when you have to. That's when you have to concentrate your hardest. Is when you're tired.
But what do
your
you
body's
lose focus on? When you find yourself tired, I lose
everything.
I lose focus in conversation. My wife will say, "Focus." You were just telling me a story and you sort of, I can't pull my words. For me, it's I can't pull my words. I'm like thinking, that guy, you know the guy?
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like that when I'm wide awake. I don't know. But in sports, it was something I was taught at a young age. And we had a coach that really, pounded it home to us that he would get us really, really tired and then teach us lessons to say, look, this is when your mind doesn't cooperate with you the most, is when you're tired. Learn to make your mind cooperate when you're tired. It's a big thing in sports.
Well, that's
and
why
the
SEALs do it too. They exhaust them, they keep them up
and
way.
You're a SEAL, we heard.
Yeah.
We found that out
in
right
the gay
guys?
community,
Yes.
not in the badass military community.
Well, I don't know. Jamie's a little big to be a SEAL. I think he's a manatee now.
No. By the way, I forgot in our JK Show segment, listener segment. Wait a minute. Luke.
From
sent an
PropSwap?
email. No, Luke sent an email in our listener segment, and he said, just so you know, Pat, a Badger, he's in the gay community in Philadelphia. He's never heard of that.
Well, you got to go to the clubs I go to, Luke.
He said
you'll find out
Jamie
real quick.
absolutely would be a SEAL.
Let's see.
Jamie would be a SEAL. A small hairless guy can't be a SEAL.
Yeah, I'm hairless, so I can't be a bear,
But
right?
you can't be a bear.
Yeah.
You can't be a SEAL.
No, I think if you're a small hairless guy, you're a mole.
But Luke said, John, you would absolutely, with that head of hair, be a daddy.
Oh, excuse me.
So I'd be a daddy. Bob, you couldn't be a daddy because of the hair. It's
I
like
choose
the
to
hair
keep
thing.
it short. I don't know if he keeps beating these other guys off.
It's the hair on the guy that is the dad age with the hair could be a daddy.
I go 2 ways.
And Luke said, by the way, we are welcome anytime. And I said, hey, we'll come down for lunch sometime.
That's what I like to do. I like to hook up with guys.
And Bob said that, so I'm sure he's a big
Pat might
fan.
be a prairie dog.
Pat's going to get his ass kicked in a minute.
He had never heard Badger.
He's not going to the right clubs.
And he
You come to the club I go to, I'll show you the Badger life.
Luke is awesome. Luke works at...
We'll be building dams together, Luke.
Okay, which one's Pennsylvania Hospital?
University of Pennsylvania.
Is that
There's
the
one
yeah,
Pennsylvania Hospital.
Isn't there one in 13th? That's the one.
Yeah, it's like it's 9th and
Okay,
Walnut.
so it's down in
Something
sort of
like that.
moving towards Southville.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
It's kind of right outside Society Hill.
Well, he said we're more than welcome to come down sometime if we'd like to do lunch on Pine.
Oh,
I'll take
and I said
love
we'll come
that.
down.
Love Pine Street.
I said we'll come down sometime. We need the invite.
Varga Bar's there. A bunch of good stuff right
Do you
now.
I
have
couldn't
a-
stand being bent over like that.
Yeah. Well, not at lunch. You wouldn't be. You'd
Yeah.
just be having a.
Both my daughters were born at Pennsylvania.
You better quiet your fingers there, Pat.
I'm in the drop speaking.
No pun intended.
How many times did you and Jamie have sex?
There
I
you
could
go.
bang a pumpkin pie.
Yes, he could. Hey,
You're sick, Bob.
In Cooney's Corner,
What?
Bob,
I'm not ready for
Bob wants to clear up. This isn't a column. This is a corner. You're ready for it. In a misconception.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Yeah, we heard a lot of things on Friday, and we went over them a little bit yesterday about truths or lies or whatever it may be. But we all listened to it. We all saw what Daryl Morey had to say. What are your biggest misconceptions that you think he really has? Now, John, you brought up one yesterday that I think you'll probably go with. There was a lot of things that he said about this team that he liked. There was a lot of positives that came out of his and Doc Rivers'
And
mouth.
I expect them to do that.
Sure. So this isn't, it's kind of a truth or lie, but what do you think they believe, and what do you think that they're, in that same regard, what do you think they believe that's just not right?
They believe that James Harden still is all-star game worthy James Harden. Not superstar James Harden, leading scorer James Harden. I believe they think James Harden is still an all-star caliber player.
I would say the biggest misconception they have is that it's all star power.
Meaning? I don't understand.
Meaning that they neglect the bench and the entire roster for a top-heavy portion. I don't think you need the top 4 in the NBA to win. I think you need like the top 6 or 7 overall. Like I'd rather spread out the wealth a little bit amongst 3 and 4 and make 4, 5, 6 stronger.
Yeah,
that's mine.
That's exactly mine. And that's my biggest fear when I heard the Brian Windhorst story about going and getting a third star. It's not that I'm opposed to getting a third star. It's that you're using your pieces that you could build a bench up, and you are sending those to get a third guy, and we're right back to kind of where we are. You might be a little bit better of a team, but you're still sitting there with your 6th man off the bench being Shake Milton.
Like, let's look at the Celtics and the Heat. Who's their third best option?
Yeah.
Al Horford and Tyler Hero. Bam? I guess Bam's probably
No, it's got to be Bam and then Tyler
Hero's.
Hero.
Well, I don't know. Hero might be 2 after.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Hero might be 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what it kind of comes down to.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, you don't need that superstar at 3. You can have a really good player, and at 4 and 5 become better because of it.
But to improve 4, 5, 6, as you talked about earlier, I think you had to trade Ben Simmons and improve 4, 5, 6, and you didn't. In the Simmons trade,
again, we don't know what was out there.
But you would have used Simmons to improve 4, 5, 6, to improve your youth, your athleticism, and otherwise. Instead, you doubled down on old.
Well, because Daryl Morey said stars are the key. He believes that, I guess.
And he's seen that work for him.
Well, he's never won, John.
Yeah, the one thing that got me, what Morey said that might be a misconception, is he used the word flexibility, that they have all flexibility. Look, anybody in the world can make a trade. I don't know that makes you flexible.
It's not.
So flexible to me means you can move non-usable pieces for you to get you usable pieces. I don't think they're there. So for him to say, we're very flexible, we have a lot of flexibility that we can draw upon this offseason, I don't think you do. I don't think making a major move, if they move Tobias Harris and pick up somebody, whatever, to me, that's not flexibility. That's just a trade move that you made. So, Jamie, you hit it on the head. I don't know why, or maybe they couldn't, but not addressing this bench at the time that we all called. We were begging for it. You got to do more. James Harden, real good. Great. You got to do more.
The veteran buyout, which never happened.
Yeah, I think that's the
I don't want to hear about it this
bugaboo.
year.
I mean, that's what really crippled them. I think they banked on it and it didn't happen. That's why I kind of give them a pass a little bit, because you can expect people to be bought out, but when it doesn't happen, who do you really get mad at?
Yeah, but they were the ones that
the Orlando
fell for
Magic.
that.
But they got to learn from their own mistakes next year. You can't rely on a veteran buyout market to address an important need.
It's incredible.
I mean, it was the worst veteran buyout market we've seen
ever, I think.
Yeah.
Well, since it's become a thing, it was the worst. Yeah.
There were 3 vets that were bought out.
That's because you had teams in the mix.
Yeah, but like a team like Orlando.
Yeah, like Gary Harris should have been let go.
But you had
that
7.
Was dumb.
You had 6 teams in the East separated by 3 games.
Yeah, but what about the Western Conference teams? You know, like. Well,
you had top heavy 2, and then you had 3 through 10. We're all close.
I mean, it could end up being a blessing in disguise in a way, at least for the center position, because we were able to see that B-Ball Paul can play in the league.
Yeah.
But he had to play because your veteran buyout and DeAndre Jordan was cooked.
Got to play smarter, though.
You know, it's
right.
funny, that offensive infusion that I've been calling for off the bench, I just think it would have really put the Sixers past Miami, maybe even in contention, because I read an article yesterday, I think it was David Murphy with the Daily News Inquirer, that said the Sixers starters in these playoffs were a plus 12 per 100 possessions. No, not in these playoffs. Against Miami was a plus 12 per 100 possessions. I think that's crazy how much better their starting 5 offense is than other teams. And then I almost cursed. You poop the bed when you go to the bench.
Well, if Wendy is right about Daryl's move and you're able to talk James Harden into a team-friendly-ish contract, move Tobias and get that other big star, all of a sudden you could put Tyrese Maxey as your 6th man. And then that's a great situation. It's just, can you pull that off?
But do you want to do that?
Do you want to do that?
Oh, my God, yes.
I mean,
I would love that. Energy and scoring off the bench like that?
I worry a little bit about if that would hinder his
development.
I don't think I don't think you have to worry about hindering that kid. I think he's got one mode.
But to your point, I mean, Doc would finally kind of have his Lou Williams, right? Like,
oh my God, it'd be a Jordan Poole.
30 minutes a
yeah,
game.
Like it was a great situation.
How many minutes?
Well, he could probably get 25 to 30.
20.
What does Tyler Hero get? He probably gets 24, 25.
Well, Tyler, yeah.
He might get more. Yeah, he might get a little more, maybe upwards of 28.
I can be talked into it, but the one thing I can't be talked into is Bradley Beal. I cannot.
Oh, I could talk you into it.
I cannot. No.
John,
real dirty to
challenge
you.
accepted.
Okay, give it a shot. You have a few days to work on it. You got a few days to work on
Talk real dirty to you. Bradley Beal, James Harden, Joel Embiid. Woo.
Okay, I want you to do a little comparison for me. A little comparative analysis. That's going to come your way next. The final hour of the Tuesday edition of the John Kincade Show is here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm suggesting that you do it. You do it live. That's what Bill O'Reilly used to say. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, live in-game betting is where it's at. If you think you know where a game's going, why don't you capitalize on it by getting the BetParx app? Download the BetParx app in Pennsylvania or New Jersey, and you can get involved. College hoops is done long ago. Pro hoops is heading into the summer. College hockey, well, all done. The NHL playoffs have 3 rounds left. Baseball, golf, come on now. This is pro time, and this is the best time for pro sports because what do you have? You have the pro playoffs, and you can bet player performances. You can bet rebounds and assists in hoops, hits, homers, and strikeouts in baseball. Get a risk-free bet up to $750 if you use the promo code Kincade. It's right in your pocket. It's easy to use. It's slick. It's easy. It's simple. It's the BetParx app. Go to betparx.com in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
This is not radio fantasy camp. We're on the air here.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey, are you tired of dealing with your old drafty windows and doors? Well, it's time you go Guida. Yes, my good friends at Guida Door and Window. They're going to help make your window and door replacement project more affordable with their buy one, get one half off sale. That's right. For every door or window you buy, you'll get the second one at 50% off, and you can mix and match these savings to suit your own needs. Buy an entry door, get half off a storm door. Buy a patio door, get 50% off a window. Need to replace all the windows and doors in your house? Then you'll save 50% on half of your project. It's simple. The more you need, the more you save. Plus, Guida will make it easy for you to afford your project with no money down, interest-free financing for up to 18 months. Act now. This offer is for a limited time. Restrictions apply. For details, call Guida today. Schedule a free no-obligation in-home estimate. The number's 1-877-GO-GUIDA. Or check them out online at GoGuida.com. That's go, G-U-I-D-A.com.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Rob Jenners, and I am a graduate of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, which is now the CSB Media Arts Center. I've been living my dream doing sports radio for about 20 years now, and CSB trains you in all levels of media, broadcast, digital, TV, radio, podcasting, and even includes job placement assistance. Learn from expert instructors like me in just about 8 to 16 weeks. We're not talking about months or years, and it's all VA approved. Find a campus near you. Visit GoCSB.com.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting is now the CSB Media Arts Center. I'm Taylor Morgan, a proud CSB grad. The instruction from true media pros and the connections that I made spawned a career that's lasted more than 30 years. What you can learn in just 2 to 4 months at CSB Media Arts Center can set you on a whole new path. Train on site or online with classes in radio, TV, podcasting, video, all that is media. There's a campus in nearby Cherry Hill. Get your start. Visit GoCSB.com.
The NBA playoff action is nonstop at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. Looking to turn a small bet into a big payday? Try DraftKings same-game parlays. Create your own parlay by combining multiple bets, like which team will win, total threes made, total rebounds, and more. And right now, all customers can place the same game parlay with 3 or more legs and get a free bet back up to $25 if one leg doesn't hit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code FANATIC. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's code FANATIC, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Restrictions apply.
apply. In partnership with the Hollywood Casino at the Meadows. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Progressive, you can get 24/7 protection, even if you break the space-time continuum.
Ted, wake up. Huh? You look exactly like me. I am you, Ted, from the future. You need to call Progressive. What? Why? Well, they have 24/7 protection when you bundle your home and auto. And my teleportation cube just smashed into your car. Wait, you crashed into my car? Technically, it's our car.
Progressive offers more than a great price when you bundle home and auto. We offer round-the-clock protection, which literally means anytime. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers, and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Beasley Media's Philadelphia digital division continues to grow, and we're looking for qualified candidates. To see the full job description and qualifications for our digital sales strategist, ad operations, and digital sales coordinator positions, go to 97.5thefanatic.com/now hiring. Positions are full-time and include benefits. Please deliver your resume and cover letter to digitalphilly@bbgi.com. Beasley Media Group, LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's Cuz. You getting ready for that spring cleanup? The garage, the attic. Big move. Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient and affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster, what a product. 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local hardware stores for just $29.99. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection. Boom, it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster. Dumpster in a bag.
Don't spend another summer sweating in your undies. Call your independent Delaware Valley trained comfort specialist now for rebates and special financing offers on a new high-efficiency air conditioning system with whole house air filtration. Not only will you enjoy cooler, cleaner, and healthier air throughout your home, you'll save yourself some money and embarrassment, too. To get started, visit Train.com to find a Delaware Valley independent trained comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a train. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
When it comes to cybersecurity, the biggest threats don't always strike the biggest targets. So help safeguard your small business with Comcast Business Security Edge. It's advanced security that continuously scans for threats and helps protect every connected device on the largest, fastest, reliable network with speeds up to 10 gigs to the most small businesses. So switch today and get cutting-edge speed with advanced security and be ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Comcast Business Internet required. Other restrictions apply.
Hey guys, Iron Mountain Men's Health is the leader in men's sexual health here in the Delaware Valley. If you're looking for help with low testosterone or ED, you want a doctor who specializes in treatment, and it should be someone in your local area that you can trust and call anytime if you have questions or concerns. Well, that doctor is Dr. Avidan Appel at Iron Mountain Men's Health. Maybe you've tried pills and they didn't work. It's probably because you weren't given the right treatment for your specific body chemistry. Oftentimes, those pills work less than 35% of the time. At Iron Mountain Men's Health, you meet with a physician who will take proper care in making sure you do receive the right treatment. Some patients even experience results after their first visit. They offer financing for qualified patients and telehealth appointment for those who need that convenience. Set up your free consultation today at ironmountainmenshealth.com or call 215-659-3770. Tell them Bob Cooney sent you.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, home of the most entertaining sports talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
It's spelled Kincade, Kincade. Just so you know when you're writing your complaint emails.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
9 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by the Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. Has Anthony not told you that? Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to Bagster.com. Gotta love it. Okay, so I have some events that I have to attend and dining out. So
yeah, probably a busy couple days for you.
it's going to be really busy the rest of the week. So I've got these places that I'm going.
Your farewell tour?
The farewell tour of eating.
Oh.
And I got Vance sent me from Copair.
You're going to cheat on Vance this weekend,
No, he's given me.
Oh, yeah?
I sent the links to the menus. He gave me five choices at my favorite restaurant for entrees.
One you would normally order anyway?
2 of them that I might.
Oh, there you go. That's
good.
a big win.
That's really, really good. So literally, you send your Copair coach the menu of where if you're gonna dine out, and you're concerned that you don't know how to make good decisions. He sent me the place where we're having there's a after graduation. It's a morning graduation, so there is this giant brunch place
called Magic City,
and like the entire class. We will hit Magic City before I leave. There's a giant brunch place. He gave me 9 things I can eat.
Are you tailgating before graduation?
There is no tailgating at Marist, but there is a smoking of cigars tradition.
That's weird.
Afterwards.
That's not weird.
That the kids light up a cigar with their parent.
We tailgated.
No, we do not have tailgates. It's an 8:30.
We do.
It's an 8:30 graduation.
We drink beers and play basketball.
No,
and
but believe
sex.
me, Bob, Marist is a little like Bushwood.
What's wrong with you?
It's a little like Bushwood.
All right,
they don't do that.
Congratulations,
They don't
Olivia.
be doing that.
His manliness is just oozing out of the airways right now. Bob Cooney, ultimate
There you
man.
go. Hey, so who are the driving forces behind the Final Four NBA teams? For each of them, who's the main cog in the wheel?
Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and what's the other team?
Luka Doncic?
Yeah, Luka.
Doncic?
Okay.
Yeah. Those are their 4 faces.
Okay, do any of those cogs resemble the 76ers plan going forward?
In terms of what?
As being that, well, think of the guys that you just mentioned.
They're mostly all perimeter players. Joel Embiid's a perimeter player.
But is he?
Yeah.
But is he?
Would you rather have it? Would you take any of those 4 guys on your team and replace Embiid with them?
Yes.
Luka's pretty damn close.
Luka's
probably a yes.
I wouldn't lose a minute of sleep saying yes.
Steph at this age, I don't know if I could.
Steph, I would not.
Although I'd be tempted because I love him.
I'd be tempted, but I would not.
Tatum, because of his age.
I would, yes.
That's one you got to sleep on.
I would, yes.
I can't give you an answer right now. That's tough.
No, I would.
Tatum might be a top 5 player in the world
I'd
right
go
now.
yes on Tatum, yes on Luka.
Jimmy Butler, no. Yeah,
Jimmy Butler, no. So 2 of the 4 guys I'd trade out. I wouldn't
because
trade out
of their
Butler.
age,
primarily. Also,
and non-injury history.
But more importantly, what if you went 1-2?
Luka and probably Tatum right now.
No. If you went 1-2 on each of the rosters.
On each team. I got you.
Okay, so it's Tatum, Brown, it's Butler, Hero, or Butler, Bam. You can swap that out however you care.
Miami's is soft.
Luka, I guess Dinwiddie or Brunson?
But the thing is, so you go Embiid and you go who?
I mean, I believe it's going to be Harden.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's Embiid, Harden?
Yeah.
I think you're losing a lot of those comparisons.
You're not losing Miami.
You're not as athletic.
Luka and Doncic. I'm sorry, Luka and Brunson.
What, he's 2 people now.
Luka and Brunson.
You're beating that one. Most likely.
I would. Yeah.
And then it's Steph and Clay, or it's
You're not beating that one.
probably not. No.
Not now, because if it's just for now, what I'm saying to you is
You
that
might give Boston a run. They probably win.
Are the Sixers flawed?
I don't.
In how they're built?
I don't think so.
Obviously, yes.
Well, I mean, they
I
didn't
think
win.
but it's obvious.
But obvious how?
They can't get out of the second round. And
But
they
the
don't,
results don't mean that
they
they're
don't,
flawed.
and they're not built like teams that are the 4 best. By the way, the 4 best defensive teams are left in the playoffs.
But
Yeah,
of those,
I heard that stat.
The
That's
4
interesting.
best.
But of those 8 players we just named, I mean, the Sixers are clearly better than 2 of the pairings.
But as you say, well, Embiid's a perimeter player.
He's an everything player. He's a unicorn.
Here's why I say obviously they're flawed, because of the statement I've made numerous times. You've surrounded him with more than 16 prominent players in 4 years, and they've never figured it out.
They keep changing the supporting cast, and nothing.
But how's that Embiid's fault?
I didn't say that.
But that's
the
what we're
question
talking
was.
about.
Yeah, but it's not
the
his
question
fault.
was.
We're not
is there-
blaming him.
The question was, are they flawed? Yes, because they can't figure out how to build around Embiid. So
Well,
yes, it's flawed.
They drafted 2 people overall that don't shoot basketballs.
That's a flaw.
They brought in Al Horford, who the coach wasn't able to make work.
Another flaw.
Yeah, but these
I'm
aren't
not blaming
flaws
the play. It's
of-
flaws because it didn't work.
Well, yeah,
And we're
but
not
you
blaming Embiid.
But you can
for
say
it.
that about then 31 teams in the NBA are flawed every year.
Sure.
Yeah, you got flawed.
But that's
what
not
you know
that's
is
not
your
reality.
But there's
Just because you don't win it all doesn't mean you're flawed.
the Sixers' flaws are much bigger because they're not even contending.
They're
not
one of the
even getting
final
there.
8 teams in the NBA in this massive disappointment of a season.
And they were the biggest disappointment in the second round last year in the NBA and the biggest disappointment in the second round in the NBA this year.
I don't think they were the biggest disappointment this year.
I mean,
who was
Joel
bigger that lost in the
Phoenix.
second round?
Phoenix. Yeah, that's
Phoenix at
bad.
number 1 seed.
They were a 60-win team. That's bad.
That's a bad loss. That's
But
a bad
you're right.
loss.
But John, you're right. I mean, they're up there.
I mean,
with
they're
the
a
acquisition of
disappointment
Harden.
franchise.
But I think the acquisition of Harden, a lot of the national narrative ignored the bench.
Yeah.
Like, we in Philadelphia knew the bench was bad. We knew there was kind of an uphill battle, and they
We
might
did.
lose in the second round. The national media isn't focused on Shake Milton and Furkan Korkmaz.
No, absolutely
Well,
not.
they were after Shakeisms. They were focused on Shake
Oh, yeah,
Milton
no.
for a
that-
little bit.
That swept the nation.
It did.
It
Far
really
and wide.
did. Now,
Yeah.
far and wide.
I mean, I can't say they're flawed just because of the top two. Like, the point of this exercise was talking about your cornerstone pieces.
Correct.
I can't take the Sixers' two cornerstones right now and say they're flawed.
I can't take two broken down cornerstone pieces. My building's going to fall apart.
Your best player off of your top four is George Niang. Say that out loud again.
Stop it.
Bang, bang, Niang.
Stop it.
I mean, he might be the
Clang,
slowest
clang.
foot dude in the NBA.
Pat, would you shut off Jamie's mic? He's dragging me down.
No, I can't do
This
that.
is making it a worse
I mean,
exercise.
you're talking about Danny Green and George Niang as your fifth best
Whoa.
player.
Take Danny Green out of it because
Danny Green's done.
Well, I'm talking about this past year.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the truth.
That's gross.
It is gross.
But that doesn't have anything to do with James Harden and Joel Embiid.
No, it does because of the fact that you're not athletic in other spots, and you need to be ultra athletic when you're building around Joel Embiid and James Harden.
So again, you just kind of made my point. If you know that's what they are, then build the rest of your team better around it.
Yeah, but they don't believe that. It's obvious.
Well,
what was the question? The question was, is this roster flawed? And you just proved it also by saying
flawed.
that your fourth best player is George Niang.
Yes, it is. But the point of the exercise was the top two because we're taking the top two from the 8 remaining teams and looking at those. The flaw of the Sixers is how they're built around those two, not those two.
And that's
I agree with that.
that's where I wanted to go.
And
that's exactly it.
And I also
They're
don't
built-
think that 31 teams failing every year makes those 31 teams flawed.
I don't think 31 teams fail every year.
Well, according by your standards, the title is
No, it's not.
So how many teams
The Sixers
succeed
this year.
year?
The Sixers
4?
this year, as I said, I would absolutely have said the Sixers getting to the conference championship. I said it over and over. Get to the Final Four, I will call it a success.
And if Joel Embiid's healthy in that series, do you believe they beat the Heat?
No. I said yesterday I do not. I do. Do I think that they absolutely could? No question.
So,
could it be,
that's how close you were to being a success.
Did I say it's a coin flip that they would have beaten the Heat? Yes.
So that's
I
how
think it's a
close
coin
they
flip.
are to being successful
50-50.
by your
But then,
standards.
But then again, though, this is a team that people talk about winning championships. And guess what? Your cornerstone pieces are not to build on. You're building on guys that are breaking down, and they're breaking down frequently.
But I mean, what do you suggest? Moving on from Embiid because you're not going to get a fair trade in return.
You're not.
And you're not going to get something back that's even close
I
to
think you
Embiid.
doubled down, though, with the
You kind of have
idea.
to ride it out.
You
is my
doubled
point.
down on the Harden thing because, yes, there were other deals that he could have made. I don't know what those other deals were, but I guarantee you would have gotten younger and more athletic. And this team's and if they ever got rid of a Maxey and to go chase after a Bradley Beal, this thing is going to end up in a dumpster fire.
I really don't think they're going to do that.
It's going to be a bagster.
I mean, I look at the two untouchables. Well, I mean, if you count Harden, but the two untouchables on this team are Harden and Maxey. Like, there's no way you can let
Embiid.
Maxey.
You mean Embiid and Maxey?
I'm sorry, yeah, Embiid and Maxey. There's no way you can let Maxey. Maxey is the perfect player. Not just for energy, but work ethic. Like, you need a Tyrese Maxey.
You can't get Bradley Beal.
Let me say something here because I love Tyrese Maxey.
Don't say it.
Very, very much.
Don't say it.
Don't speak it into existence.
Don't.
I'm blaming you.
Stop.
What are you in love with?
Listen. If you articulate this, it is yours, and you're going to own it forever. And Pat, run the tape. Say it, because you're going to say it, and you're going to speak it into existence.
He's not untouchable. There's like 5 guys in this league that are untouchable. Maybe 7.
What would you get in return?
Probably something pretty good.
Like?
Because he's a talented player.
Give me a name that you're talking
Makes
about.
no money. Right?
That makes no money, but then you have to put money in it to match. I mean, that's a hard one for me to
I will tell
say
you
who
this.
you would get, but he's not untouchable.
You might as well take the torch and light the building on fire.
No.
If they
I mean-
get rid of a guy like Maxey to go and chase after Bradley Beal, and you build on 3 broken down guys, 3 guys breaking down fairly often.
Untouchable is an overused word.
You can't. You can't do that.
He was untouchable with the Kyle Lowry trade. And that was before he really took a jump. And when he took a jump, he was untouchable with the James Harden trade. But we're sitting here saying he's not untouchable. Like, the organization has told you that they're not going to trade him.
I hope so.
For an older Kyle Lowry and who?
And James Harden.
See, that's
and
a
an
different
older
trade.
James Harden.
That's a different trade.
So if you get a 25-year-old Donovan Mitchell, guess what? Tyrese Maxey isn't untouchable anymore.
I think he's untouchable.
There's not many untouchable guys in this league.
Hey, it's one thing to build a truck. It's another to build a legacy. The Ford F-Series, the best-selling pickups in America for 45 straight years. Check them out at buyfordnow.com and at your local Ford store. Anthony in Limerick joins us on The Fanatic. Good morning, Anthony.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good to hear from you, man. What's going on?
So yesterday, Jamie wanted to talk about we needed like a PJ Tucker type player.
Yeah, some kind of maniac.
Well, there's been a maniac in the news lately by the name of Patrick Beverly.
I love him.
Is there any way we could get him? And then also, I wanted to say, John, I'm actually friends with Aunt Tess.
Really?
From Creekside.
Aunt Tess is the best.
Yeah, that's not a real name. We know what her real name is.
Oh, no, we do, but she is. The guys have met Aunt Tess.
Yeah. Hey,
they met her out at St. Patty's Day. She's the best.
We would love to have you guys over. I work over at Landis Creek Golf Course.
Yeah, we met you. Yeah, we're gonna go. Hey, guys, you in from some golf?
Yes, I'm in.
Yeah, we're
Anthony.
in. We're in, Anthony.
Right.
Send an
Come
email.
to the bar after, and I'll take care of you guys.
All right,
Awesome.
buddy. We'll look forward.
Can I come to the bar before too? Patrick Beverly has 1 year, I think $12 million remaining on his deal. That's certainly obtainable if he becomes a target. But I mean,
Patrick Beverly's own teammates and other stars yesterday saying, "Could you just zip it, dude?"
Oh, I love it.
I love that
Really?
chaotic energy.
I
He's so like Dame Lillard's like, dude, what did CP3 ever do to you? He just doesn't like him. He doesn't have to have a reason. He's allowed to dislike him.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, he
He woke up at 5 a.m. to hate on his hater's funeral.
Yeah.
Like, that is awesome.
I wish I could have done what he did.
That level of petty, that's beautiful.
I love it.
Well, I just don't.
I love
To
Patrick
me, it would be
Beverly.
me saying to Dan Patrick, not Dan Patrick. He runs a lazy show. He's mailing it in. He sucks.
Wait.
He's lost his fastball. When you were talking about
Do you have something against Dan Patrick, though?
Not at all. Dan Patrick's
No, okay,
the best.
So take
no, but it would
somebody
be,
that you do have something against.
Oh, but I do.
You have
But
something against Dan Patrick?
No, not against Dan Patrick.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
Dan's the best. No,
take
I'm
a
not
guy
going to
that you
do
hate.
that. No, I will tell you that. No, I'm not going to take a guy that I hate. But I will tell you that you don't. There's so many I could unload on that are above the food chain, and the only one that I ever would was Keith Olbermann, the worst person I've ever known in our industry, and it ain't close.
What's the point of having FU money if you don't tell a couple people to F off?
Like, I love
Patrick Beverly does it. He's
but
fine.
Patrick Beverly's a nobody.
He's not a nobody.
Oh, come on.
He's not a superstar, but
he's a nobody.
He's had a really nice NBA career.
Compared to Chris Paul, he's an absolute nobody.
Well, okay.
So, I mean, shush.
I love it.
Pipe down. Patrick Beverly.
Hate.
What people talk about you, we don't even want to get into.
I want Patrick Beverly. I mean, look, you can say whatever you want about his media tour and ripping Chris Paul. That competitive fire is rare. You need a guy that's fighting for his life in this league that wants to rip your heart out of your
He's
chest.
sensing that the paydays are coming to an end, so I want to be noticed.
Yeah.
Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me.
Good. I mean, like,
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that was
liked the
clown
insight.
shit.
No, I liked it.
I loved it. I thought it was brutally honest.
I hear what you guys are saying. A Patrick Beverly type, yes.
Yeah,
I don't. Yes,
type.
I specifically no.
If he's your
I don't
backup
need
point
him.
guard, that's a great situation.
No. You can do better. How
Doesn't
about
seem
that?
popular with his own teammates.
You can do better than that.
Shake
Well,
Milton.
in this one situation, but Jimmy Butler
for
wasn't
Shake or
popular with his teammates, and it's you kind of need that though. Like, you need a guy that's going to be brutally honest with you. And sometimes the brutally honest guy isn't popular because they're being brutally honest.
Like,
they're not going to tell you everything you want.
Him, Bobby Portis, PJ Tucker, they're all kind of in that grouping of just competitive maniacs that will do anything to rip your heart out. And the
chip on their
Sixers
shoulder.
desperately need a guy like that. Desperately.
Hey, spring sprung. Everybody's hanging out on the patio at your local PJ's. Bob's already got like 1 foot on the patio. Their favorite craft beers, happy hour specials every weeknight, award-winning wings. PJ Wellahan's is where you hang out for happy hours or lunch with his boys.
Now, I think tomorrow I'm taking Jamie and Pat to lunch at a PJ's.
Well, you're gonna be
in Westchester.
You go to
after
the
we're
Westchester
done,
one.
Yeah, after we're done
I didn't
golf.
know this. Sounds
Yeah, so we'll
delightful.
be broadcasting tomorrow from Penn Oaks Country Club.
So you'll be right next to the PJ's in Westchester.
Right next to it.
You want to invite Brian Dawkins?
Everybody's going to go.
He'll be.
Maybe I already have a text out there. You don't know.
You never ever know.
You don't
Hey,
know.
Woody in Philadelphia joins us. Woody, good morning. You're on the Fanatic.
Hey, guys.
What's going on,
John,
buddy?
I was looking online. You're looking very svelte. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, buddy. We're trying hard. Thank you, man.
So I'm here. So I'm kind of here to defend Jamie. I kind of agree with him in regards to Tyrese. I want to keep him. I'm not saying it. I'm not trying to manifest it, but we have to be really introspective. How good can we be? We always talk about the covetous bear. If we can get something good for him, I wouldn't be against it. But yeah, that's my only thinking of it.
I don't want to be Woody. I don't want to be closed-minded to anything. But one thing I don't want is the guy with arguably the best work ethic, the best attitude, the best energy. I'm not getting rid of it. I can't get rid of it.
He's our best asset, and I wouldn't I'll put it. I think Jamie's was Jamie saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie. You're saying, hey, I'm not going to not take calls. Like, I'm going to listen to what people have to add. Hey, what are you giving me? You get to first.
I'd listen to offers on anybody except Joel Embiid right now.
Okay.
Basically it.
Then in that case, Woody, Jamie's right. In that case, if you're just talking about taking calls, that's it. And if the absolute Easter egg fell into your lap, the golden egg, that would be different. But I'm not doing it. I'll tell you this. If I hear anything about him going for Bradley Beal, oh my gosh. I'm gonna go. I'm absolutely gonna go nuts. And thank you, Woody.
That's my ultimate point is just the term untouchable gets thrown around way too much. Way too much. There's hardly that many guys that are truly untouchable.
Yeah, like am I trading
you're right.
Tyrese Maxey for Giannis? Yes.
Yes,
of course
no question. But you're not.
See,
right.
Pat, he's not untouchable.
No, but the idea is, and Jamie, you're right in that regard as far as you don't shut it down as far as taking conversation.
Like if you call about, let's say Beal is the crown jewel of Daryl's eye this offseason, and then he calls Washington and says, yeah, we like Tobias, but we need Tyrese. If you're Daryl, you probably got to go sleep on that. If you believe the injury thing is not as big a concern as you do, John, you probably do have to sleep on that because you got to give something to get something. And if you believe Beal, Harden, and Embiid can get you a title, and you still have a way to fill out the bench some, you might have to take that shot.
Three guys who literally have driven into the ditch with injury 3 of the last 4 years, every single one of them. And people are like, that'd be a good 3. I'm hearing people yesterday afternoon on The Fanatic going, wouldn't that be great? I'm like, no, it wouldn't.
Because you're not assuming they're going to be injured.
You should assume it.
Yeah,
with all 3 guys, you should assume
maybe
it.
you should. I mean, what the Sixers have to hope is that a Bradley Beal or Donovan Mitchell publicly request a trade. If you publicly request a trade, your values, kaput.
Going down.
Then it plummets.
Kaput. It's kaput.
See, Johnny, it's catching on.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, my ideal thing for the Sixers this off-season, and I'll do my off-season thing tomorrow, but I'll just put this nugget out there. I would be really happy if they were good enough that Tyrese Maxey was your best player coming off the bench.
I mean, he played 35 minutes this past year.
Now, the weird thing is that Bob's advocated for that with
the Ramona Shelburne thing.
Anthony for a long time
would put him in that spot. If what Ramona and Wendy alluded to, that you can get Harden on a non-max team-friendly-ish deal, move Tobias, you're opening up another max spot. If you can get, say, a Donovan Mitchell or a Bradley Beal, you then can make Tyrese your 6th man, which is an incredible situation.
I do like that.
I would.
Look,
guys, let's do that.
He's an ideal 6th man.
Now, Donovan Mitchell, I have a completely different opinion on than I do Bradley Beal conversations.
You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone with Donovan. I don't know what the PETA thing is now, but
you can't kill birds with stones, Bob.
Whatever. But you're getting that dog. Exactly what you want, Jamie.
Now you're bringing dogs
description
into it?
of Pat Beverly and all of those guys, PJ Tucker, Donovan Mitchell has that in him. He absolutely has that in him.
So you're getting feed 2 birds with 1 scone.
So you would kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Feed 2 birds with 1 scone, Bob.
If you get Donovan Mitchell in here, I mean,
scones are good.
Who doesn't mind? I like scones.
But wait a minute, though. Why would you be feeding birds scones?
Because you're not killing them. You're nurturing them.
No, but I feed them cheap bread.
That's stupid.
Scones are expensive.
See yourself out, Peter.
I can make scones at home. I have
Who
like
doesn't like birds?
A bag
you have a scone?
Nah, you get like a 99-cent Marshall's scone little package, and you just make them. They're easy as hell.
Yeah, but you need to have the little scone maker.
Yeah, they're cheap. No, you don't need. You just dump them out on a baking tray and throw them in the oven. You just squirt them out.
Really?
Yeah, right onto the baking tray.
Squirt out a scone.
Yeah. It's fine. You clump them together.
Don't they have like nuts and raisins and stuff in them?
It's all pre-made in those little baggies.
You can put that in there. Yeah.
Pat, I've never seen you to be a sconesman.
I'm not a scone guy at all.
Scones are solid.
But I'm also not wasting a scone on a pigeon.
Yeah, you don't do that with a bird.
Stupid.
Talk to Peter,
How about a
not
blue
me.
jay?
It's not. Well, maybe.
No,
a blue
they're
jay.
nasty.
I saw two. They are nasty.
They're
I saw
nasty
two beautiful
birds.
blue jays in my yard the other day.
That means you know what that
doing?
means.
Bad luck, I'm sure.
No, there's a nest in your yard.
I think they're just flying by.
No,
saying hi.
were they
It was just a flyby.
They're just hanging out in Bob's yard.
Yeah, they're just being dudes.
Boba Fett.
How do you know that they
Black
were
Guerrero
dudes?
Jr.
I looked. I had my binoculars.
You could see
You're bird watching.
the birds.
I was bird watching, and I didn't see a bird.
Bird watching.
That was Liv's
I saw no birds on the birds.
That was her
Bobby
last
bird watching.
senior exam was ornithology or whatever, the bird watching. I mean, rocks, birds, and something else.
You were all into that class, weren't you?
I didn't take it. No, this was Liv's. This was her
Oh, that's
last.
horrible.
Was
Yeah,
rock?
that's-
They call it rocks for jocks.
Was there
Rocks-
no other
No,
waste
she'd already
of a class that
no,
she could
she'd
have
already
taken?
gotten done physics. She'd already gotten done.
Yeah,
so
but
she
there's
had
got to be another elective that she could have taken that was easier than rocks and birds.
No, that's the easy science. Most people take it as a freshman or a sophomore. She waited for senior to have it easy at senior.
Okay.
year. They call it rocks for jocks, and she found that it was that easy.
Sedimentary.
There you go. Very good.
I'm all over it.
Yeah, you're really, really good.
I believe there was a Curb episode about scones too. About how
Oh,
they're
yes,
too
there
hard.
was.
Yeah,
No,
right?
there was. They're too
Larry's
hard.
like, you can chip a
I
tooth
think
on
they're.
these.
I think they're too hard.
Yeah,
I think scones are too hard.
Larry's touched on
I don't
it.
think
You
I've
know
ever
how
had a
long-
scone.
What? Yes, you have.
What do they
Damn
look
it,
like?
Bob.
They look like little loaves of bread.
I
They look
ate
like a
dog
little
biscuits when
loaf
I
of
was a
bread.
kid. Like, we didn't have scones, okay?
Scones aren't that far off dog biscuits.
Well, then,
Oh, man.
I bet you dog biscuit tasted better.
I want
don't
to
think
thank.
so.
I want to thank the entire team when we return. And we have, if you have any thoughts on this Sixers conversation, you can get in at 610-632-0975, a Big Phillies homestand and more. A lot to get to before we put a bow on this one. John Kincade Show on The Fanatic. You know that Bet Parks app, I tell you about it all the time, and I tell you to download it. You know, when you're heading out of town and you're going to a place where you can't bet online, you really miss it. The Bet Parks app has become a part of life. It's so easy and simple to use. You want to put $1 on a game, $2 on a game, you can do that. You want a risk-free bet up to $750, you can do that too. And all you have to do is use the promo code Kincade to do it. I love the Bet Parks app, and I love how they've redesigned it. It is sleek, it's simple, and it's easy to use. I also like that if I come into a game in the first quarter and I feel like I got a good handle on where it's going in the NBA playoffs, I can wager on it with the live line at that point. When you're betting on individual player performances, you really, really can cash in on your expertise. Get that risk-free bet. Website's got all the details. Just use the promo code Kincade. The Bet Parks app, it's streamlined, easy to use, simple, and you're going to have some fun with it. You got to be in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm in for a bad hair day.
on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Just how fast is Xfinity Internet? Well, it's beyond gig speed fast, so you feel like you're in the game. It can also connect hundreds of devices at once, which is powerful enough to power hundreds of U's. He's not kidding. No, I'm actually not. Unbeatable internet only from Xfinity. Made to do anything, so you can do anything.
Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi and get a new Xfinity 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited gig internet risk-free with no term contract and a 2-year rate guarantee. A free streaming box, Wi-Fi equipment included, and add Xfinity Mobile. That's fast internet at home, a free entertainment experience, and the most reliable 5G wireless network nationwide. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices. Xfinity Mobile utilizes the network with the most root metrics 5G reliability wins in 2H 2021.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, "Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody." Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back. And we're now helping him and his family after a terrible accident. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Everybody who comes to our firm at their time of need is a somebody. I grew up poor, but my grandmother was like a queen to us. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe-to-toe. For right at 30 years, we have fought them in courtrooms throughout America. Our results speak for themselves. And always remember this, everybody is a somebody, and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
injured, visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Experience comfort and commitment from CNC Heating and Air Conditioning. CNC is your local and still family-owned heating and cooling company serving Montgomery and Bucks County for 50 years. Energy bills are at their highest. Call CNC today to get the top-rated energy-efficient systems to keep both your home and your bank account cool and comfortable. Upfront pricing, on-time service, and a 100% satisfaction guaranteed. That's the CNC promise. Fanatic listeners, mention this ad for 10% off your new installation. Visit cc-hvac.com.
Progressive's Home Court Explorer lets you easily compare our direct rates with multiple companies. Now that we've covered something you could do, it's time for sports stuff you definitely could not do.
If you were head coach, you would not have gone for it on fourth down. Your confidence in your play calling ability might be a little overblown, considering you're barely confident in which restaurant to order takeout from, let alone choosing a play in front of 70,000 screaming fans.
But you definitely can use Progressive's Home Court Explorer to easily compare rates. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Need to get away? Plan on 2 days that don't feel like the other 5. And do it right here in your own backyard. Check out places you haven't been to in years and explore new spots that you keep meaning to get to, but don't. Pair the Bell, the Hall, and a cheesesteak with James Beard-affiliated restaurants. Art at every turn. Beer gardens galore and a spellbinding exhibit or two. Pack light, plan big. For Philly, your hometown adventures begin at visitphilly.com.
At Armor Metals and Recycling, we pay top dollar for aluminum, copper, brass, wire, catalytic converters, batteries, and more. Whether it's left at a job site or left at the curb, if it's metal, we'll accept it. Armor's mobile service comes to you if you have over 500 pounds of non-ferrous metal. Armor can handle your e-cycling needs too, like computers, cell phones, and more. We take it all. Located at 8300 National Highway behind Pennsauken High School and at ArmorMetalsRecycling.com. Armor Metals, your trusted recycling partner.
It's one thing to build a truck. It's another to build a legacy. The Ford F-150. The only truck with an available class-exclusive Pro Power onboard generator. The only one with an available work surface in the front and the back. And the only one that is part of the F-Series lineup that has been the best-selling pickup for 45 straight years. Now, you can get special incentives when you build to order a new F-150. Inventory is arriving daily, so hurry in for best selection. Get to your local Ford store today.
Hey there, casino fans. I'm here to let you know that the new BetRivers.com casino app is here. It's got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play, fast payouts, and a rewards program you'll love. Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. So get ready, casino lovers, to experience the BetRivers.com difference you can trust. It's a whole new game. Download it today.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Philadelphia. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Cuz. You can be slimmer for summer. With NJ Diet, you can lose 20 to 40-plus pounds in only 40 days. Their contractually guaranteed program uses hair, saliva, bioenergetic scans to personalize natural formulas and supplements where the side effect is weight loss. Then, DNA info is used to help keep it off. No shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Ew. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or visit njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey.
My wife and I moved into our new home about 18 months ago, and when we went through the house, the home inspector said, "Man, I can't believe this HVAC system's even up and running. It's like 30-plus years old, man. Don't count on this one for long." And I started asking around. I talked to John. I talked to some other people, and it always came back to H&H Heating and Air. Let's just say this. On the last leg with my system and 2 little kids at home and a hot summer looming, I'm not going to gamble when it comes to my family's comfort. We've all heard John rave about H&H Heating and Air Conditioning, so giving them a call was a no-brainer. I got this air scrubber planted in my brain by John, and I need the air scrubber in my house now. It's just got to happen. We scheduled an estimate with H&H to determine the best system for our home and our budget. Having options is important to us, and dealing with a reputable, honest, and trustworthy company was another reason to call H&H. It was an absolute no-brainer. The efficiency rating on a 30-year-old unit. I'm going to get a return on investment immediately. If you're worried about your AC not lasting this summer, schedule an estimate with an H&H Heating and Air Conditioning rep.
visit DelcoHVAC.com. That's DelcoHVAC.com. And tell them Jamie Lynch says hello.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
No, your radio's not broken. We sound like this on purpose.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's like the frozen tundra outside there.
Yeah, it feels good. It's like H&H Heating and Air Conditioning must have cranked the AC out there, John.
Oh, they know how to do it. It didn't smell as clean, though, so I know H&H hasn't been here yet.
A little Kendrick Lamar, Pat. Huh?
That was Connor. Connor's having a tough time today.
The new album's awesome, by the way.
It just dropped the other night,
It broke Spotify and Apple Music. It got streamed so much in the first day.
Liv said everybody is on one track, though.
The one with the girl?
The one with that one.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
But everybody's on that track.
Don't listen to it around kids. There's a lot of F-bombs.
Correct.
But it's a great song. Very good album so far.
They say the fart word?
Yeah, they say fart a lot.
That's not good. In our house,
I hope a little kid in a car somewhere just giggled.
In our house, it's lâché.
Lâché.
Because that's the Jamaican
fancy
word. The Jamaican word is lâché. Who lâchéed? Who lâchéed? It sounds classy.
It does sound classy.
It just sounds much classier than it. You know, you may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose our friends at Bradford White, because Bradford White is here for the pro. And I just want to take a second to thank everybody here at Beasley Media, everybody at our show, and everybody in the listening audience for any words or any support you've given me the last 17 months. Because today, after the show, I'll go back to Atlanta for the last time. Last time I have to do it. And since I started the process of interviewing with 97.5 and finding my next landing spot, I've done 29 round trips between Philadelphia and Atlanta.
That's insane.
And today's my last one. And very excited. Liv graduates on Saturday. We have a lot of events. The school drags it out over like 3 days with events. And I'm very excited to get to be there. It's been a blast starting the show. It's been an incredibly amazing time getting back home and being with everybody here. But it's also been incredibly difficult. And it's been a hard personal time for me, being apart from my family and everything. And I know that there are a few mornings where Bob can either sense it or just knows. And he'll be like, "You doing all right?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, last night I was having a pity party for myself."
And I say, "Suck it up, Buttercup."
And I say, "Suck it up, you little wussy boy." Well, I thank you for standing by me. I thank you for dealing with it as a listening audience sometimes with my erratic schedule. Oh, he's out today. Oh, he's back today. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll go back to Atlanta for the final time today. And I will come back Sunday, never having to do that trip again, unless I really, really wanted to. And I appreciate everybody in this listening audience and my employers here and everybody here at the show for supporting me during this. And a week from today, the moving van comes and takes the stuff out of Atlanta, and the girls will be here a week from tomorrow. So it's all coming together, and I can't believe it.
See, didn't that year and a half go real quick, John?
It did not. It did not. And it's weird, too, because it's weird sort of part of this co-pair thing. I look at it and I go, I put on 19 pounds in 16 months before I started the co-pair. And
Philadelphia eats good, John.
Well, it's all the great food, but it's also being lazy. It's also being sorry for yourself.
Yeah, stress eating,
being lonely, everything like that.
You also lived in pretty good neighborhoods for food.
Oh, for food, it was just absolutely awesome. I mean, fantastic. But I just appreciate everybody, and I just want you to know that.
I'm glad you're at the end of the tunnel.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like it was never going to get here.
Now we just need Christina to keep you in line and get you back to your normal state.
Believe me, it'll be. There will be no problem with that. There'll be no problem. And I crave I crave having my life sort of not controlled.
It'll be good for you to have distractions back in your house.
Yes, exactly.
Things to keep you busy.
I won't be by myself.
Nikki Foles. I mean,
and Nikki Foles will be here in a week.
Nikki out on a walk.
Oh, gosh,
those are the things you miss.
It'll be the best. I cannot wait. So it's all coming together.
That's awesome. I don't know how you did it. I don't know I could ever do it.
And Bob, the weird thing is that someone asked me the other day, would you do it again? And I said I would, because I'm really, really happy where I'm working, and I'm really happy to be home amongst my family and everything. And my family did a great job, too. My cousins and everything like that did a great job of keeping me focused, my brother, everything like that here in town. But it's the hardest thing I've ever done. And that includes cancer. Honestly, I think it was worse. Because in cancer, I was just worried about surviving myself. You're worried about your wife. You're worried about your daughter in another city and everything like that. But it's finally over, and I thank you all for helping me to get there, and I love you all. Thanks for that. Charles in Baltimore wants to jump in with us. Charles, you're on The Fanatic. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, gentlemen. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well.
Yep.
The point that I really want to raise is you're looking at the last four teams in the playoffs, and they've gotten to where they are by organic growth or signings, not trading the farm, not getting rid of bench pieces. At some point, the Sixers have to look themselves in the eye and say, we need to roll with Joe, give him the supporting cast. He already has Harden, build the bench, but let's stop acquiring these pieces. They're trying to build like an Ollie's bargain super team. They're not Golden State. They're not Miami Heat with LeBron and the big three. Just run it with Joe and a few supporting pieces. Let it go. And if they can't do that, then stop calling Joe a dominant MVP caliber player. Because if he can't run it himself, he can't be called those things. That's just kind of my take on it.
And I don't think that's unfair.
No, there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, consistency of the roster would be a great starting point.
Well, it's Bob's been on this
every year. It's
so
a new team and a new excuse.
And
ridiculous.
And honestly, though,
I mean, look at Boston. They struggled a year ago.
They did.
Even in the beginning of this year, they were struggling.
You know what I do?
But they've been together a long time.
But Boston was in the conference finals 3 years ago?
Yeah. Back when they had Kyrie, right?
And then it was 3 years ago.
But they lost a superstar pillar piece of the franchise.
And then they took a small step back to take a big step forward.
Yeah.
And their head coach, who in Brad Stevens was considered one of the best in the league by a lot of people in the league, casually steps up to the front office and they bring in a new coach, a first-time ever NBA coach, and look what they're doing.
And did he get shown the door? Did Brad Stevens get told?
I would be surprised in that, knowing the people of the Celtics that I know and having been around, whatever. I heard that before. I would have been very surprised that I heard the rumblings of Brad Stevens. Oh, is he going to stay? Go. It all happened so quickly. I doubt he was shown the door. I think they came to a general agreement.
He looked fried.
Yeah, I thought he was burnt out.
Like, he just looked like a dude that was fried.
I mean, he's got a young family, or young-ish family.
He had to deal with Kyrie.
I mean, they moved on from Danny Ainge. That's a big thing that happened with Boston. They didn't skip a beat.
Coming from college where you're at Butler, and he turned Butler into a really good program, but you're having to be recruiting constantly. And, now at least he's able to put down roots in Boston and kind of be home every night. That must be a nice
I can
luxury.
only imagine because he's an incredible. I think he was I loved the idea of him being a coach in the NFL, in the NBA. I was like, okay, this is going to be really good. This guy's going to work out. It never really worked out. He got to a conference final, but it never really worked out. But he did sort of guide them to being in a spot where they were. He left them in a much better situation than he found them.
He did.
Yeah.
But they still were missing. They still were missing something.
But it took, like, when I say 24 games is too quick to really judge something, like, Boston's kind of an example of that. They've had their core of Tatum, Brown, Smart, and Horford came and went together for a long time. Like, it took them, probably 4 years of, part of that was that they were young superstars emerging in Tatum, and Brown's a star, not a superstar. But, it took them time. And not only to gel as a team, but it took time for Tatum to get to that level where he can possibly be a top 5 player in the world. And cohesion is important in basketball. And the Sixers haven't had it for more than a calendar year since this whole thing started.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
It is.
So Charles is right.
It is wild. Yeah, he is. It sounded a little. Charles, as though, sounded like too much of this falls on Embiid to me. That's the only part of his.
Well, again, I mean, what falls on Embiid is the injuries. They're freakish injuries, but they happen all the time. It's hard to shake that.
I can't complain about Embiid's play ever.
No.
And I can't. The complaint, the observation that I make is why has it been so difficult to build a team around him?
Because he's always hurt come playoff time, so you don't really know.
And he is.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, that J.J. Redick, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid team didn't get out of the second round. You kidding me?
And a big part of that was he was sick for what? 2 games?
Yeah, he missed one.
And then also you had a quadruple bounce at the end of a game.
And Kawhi
7
walked on twice on that play.
Yeah, the fact that every time I watch that, I'm waiting for the travel call. But the fact that
you aren't, because it's never coming.
No, I trust me, I'm waiting. And
one at the beginning and one at the end. Take your pick.
But I mean, that was the closest and probably the best team that they've had.
It was.
I mean, and also it might be the most deep. I mean,
does it ever worry you? Does it ever worry you that might be the?
That was the shot at the title.
That might be the high.
Yeah,
the high water mark.
Yeah. Well, not the high water mark, but I think the best chance at a title.
How could it not?
That would would scare me.
In 01 with the Sixers, we never thought that would be it.
Like think about that starting
No.
five.
We never thought that would be it.
That was an incredible starting 5.
No, it was incredible.
And you couldn't get it done. But again, Joel Embiid missed a game of that series, which was crucial, and I think was sick for another one.
Yeah, and but one of the excuses that was made too was they only played for 35 games or whatever it was. I mean, because you acquired Tobias Harris, and guys then were injured, guys were out. So it was the same story every year.
Every year.
Well, hey, we don't really know how good this team could be. Let's run it back because you only played 20-something games together. It is. It's. I'm tired of it.
Well, here's one where a gentleman says to me here, Michael. Michael, he says, John is an executive right now heading up 37 people. One thing that my executive team above me will never accept is me using situations that I created as excuses for why I didn't meet expectations. So if it's 24 games that they're going to use, it's because that's a situation that they created. That they were the ones that created.
Right. Yeah, but they created it because they were forced to.
They weren't forced to make it 24 games.
Yeah, they were. Ben Simmons created that situation.
But he had other deals that he could have made. We don't know what those deals are.
According to him, who knows more basketball than us?
No, he wanted James Harden.
That's what you think. Or James Harden was the best deal.
I think that Woj and Shams both have said that Harden was his white whale. That's who he wanted.
Well, yeah, because he's a really good player.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyrese Halliburton wasn't going to help Joel Embiid get to a finals this year or next, most likely. He's a second-year player in the league. It's a grown man league in the playoffs. James Harden was probably more apt to help you win now. Tyrese might have been the better long-term move, but for right now and the immediacy of the Sixers, James Harden's probably the better move.
Yeah, I think
that's a good point.
I think if you're looking at Joel Embiid as a 2-year window, 3-year window?
Yeah, you better look at him that way. Could be.
See, I'm not looking at it that way.
I do.
Yeah, Jamie
he
has
breaks
for
down
a long
every
time.
year.
I said before you got here, 2 years, even predating you, I always said, you got a 7 or 8 year window with Joel Embiid. You really do. And it's approaching that back end of it's probably year 5 or 6. So you probably have a realistic 2 or 3 year window where you got to capitalize or everything will become a giant question mark. I mean, just the health alone tells you you're not going to get a long career out of this guy. That's the reality of Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's not fun.
Because he's the most talented dude I've ever seen put a Sixers uniform on.
He's amazing. He is amazing. I just, because a guy saying to me here on social media, Kincade's got his next target, Bradley Beal. Dude, I hope I don't. I hope it never happens. I hope it does not happen. Donovan Mitchell? I'll talk. Oh, yeah. I'll talk about that. Bradley Beal? No. I don't want 3 legs of the stool that break down all the time. I already got 2 legs of the stool that break down all the time. Why do I want to add the 3rd leg to be somebody who is unreliable to be able to play, to be able to be there, to not be hurt? No. Now Donovan Mitchell, I'll talk. I can discuss that. What if a name that Jamie was obsessed with in the offseason?
Dame?
Yeah.
Oh.
What if that name resurfaces?
Oh, my God.
Do you have any doubt that could happen?
No.
I absolutely believe that could happen.
I tried to help Dame 8 months ago.
Bob seems more skeptical on the Dame
thing. It's happening.
No. I'm just talking about his name starts percolating again.
Yeah, every name will percolate.
Yeah,
it's going to be that kind of a. Look, we're not even a week out of the season, and already Donovan Mitchell's coming out, Bradley Beal's coming out. Talks of Tobias being traded. This
the NBA season's not even over. You know how crazy this is going to get once it's done?
But Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert have been talking about divorce for 2 or 3 years. Who was the other one you just said?
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal's talked about his uncertainty of his future for 2 or 3 years. Dame has talked about it for 2 or 3 years. These are just situations that are reaching their boiling point.
Seriously, though, you got the stool. I don't think it's unreasonable to say, guys, tell me I'm getting on Bradley Beal. It's not unreasonable to say, you got Harden, who's broken down 3 of the last 4 years. You got Embiid, who breaks down every year. Why in the world am I considering Bradley Beal, who's going to be 29 when the season starts, who breaks down? Why would I ever want that? We're going to hope that all 3 of those guys are healthy and we get a good playoff run out of them. Why would you expect that? The norm is you're not going to get a healthy playoff season out of maybe any one of them.
All right, ready? I'm going to blow your mind real quick. The last couple years of Donovan Mitchell, 67 games, 53 games, 69 games, 77 games. The last couple years of Bradley Beal,
okay, wait
40,
a minute,
60,
year,
57,
though.
82, 82, 77. They're very comparable.
The second year of Mitchell, though, was the shortened year, right? The league gave. The 2021 season was short.
Beal, I was 53 at 53, so he played the full season, yes. But Bradley Beal that year played 57 games.
Gentlemen saying here, don't too, that Bradley Beal took himself out of the lineup this year.
Yeah, because he's playing for a crap franchise.
Yeah, but
this was the only year that Beal missed time.
No, he's missed other time.
The 5 years before, he played 77, 82, 82, 57 of 62, 60 of 72.
Yeah.
2015, he played 35 of
60
55.
of 72, I cannot complain about. You can't complain about that. You are correct. 60 of 72 cannot be a complaint.
I don't know. If Bradley Beal's available, you got to make that call.
You can be old fast.
What is he, 28, 29?
29 when the season starts.
That's great. He's just in his prime.
So you'll have Embiid going to 29 next year. You'll have Harden, who's already...
He'll be 33 next year.
You got 2 guys then that are breaking down, and then you're going to 29-year-old.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, youth doesn't really win in this league. Outside of, like a Jordan Poole who could help a Warriors, a complimentary piece, but most core that's going to win anything are vets.
Do you consider Boston old?
Not old, but they're not young.
What's Boston?
I mean, Tatum's entering this is his 4th year in the league.
He's 26, isn't he?
Yeah.
25?
And Brown's
25, I think.
And Brown's what, 25?
Yeah, they're a young team, but they're
That's
vets.
really younger.
But they're vets.
Their 2 best players are young.
Yeah, but like Tyrese Halliburton is 2nd year in the league.
They're not 29.
He's not
They're
going to win
25. I mean, but the thing is with the other guys, they could be.
But that Boston team had time to grow.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. And boy, did the job that has been done.
Jason Tatum's 24.
24 and 25 are your leading players?
Yeah, they're probably rare. I mean, Luka's...
What's Luka right now?
What's he, 25?
And
24?
Brunson, 24? Luka?
Brunson's probably 25.
Marcus Smart's 28.
I mean, seriously, that's a young team.
Yeah, that's young.
And that's young cores, and they're playing.
Yeah.
And they're right there.
But
they're
28 to 30-year-olds, like...
Luka's 23.
23, it's crazy.
He's a freak.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, can you imagine, too, you traded... Travis Schlenk will always be the guy that traded Luka.
Yeah.
Now, you got Trae Young, and they love Trae.
That's not even comparable.
It's not even comparable. No, it's not even. Comparable or comparable?
I go back and forth.
I go comparable.
I go back and forth.
Anthony, comparable or comparable?
Comparable.
There we go. You're wrong, Jamie. Wrong.
I think it can be both,
3 of us
right?
wrong, Jamie. Wrong.
Bro, I love you, bro.
Cuz, how are you?
What today?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Serious. I was being sincere.
I like
you didn't run into any rich JOs in a Jaguar?
No.
By the way,
no, sorry,
can I ask
bro.
one question about the story you didn't explain?
Sorry, bro.
I was like, who peed in his Cheerios yesterday?
How did is it 2 lanes that merge into one during the drive-through?
Right. So imagine there is 1 lane that comes in, right, the main lane.
The main lane.
But there's another entrance that
I can
comes
picture
from
it
the
perfectly
side.
in my head.
Okay.
So there's an intersection.
And there's a bunch of people in line in the main lane.
Right. So it was me and maybe a car or 2 behind me. And then the Jag comes from the other side.
He's a Jag, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not Judge Advocate
that is,
General.
That is. Now, it's good of you to not put it on blast, his license plate, though. That was very good of you. I heard you yesterday when you were... it's good that you didn't do that.
I took the picture, too. Guy sticking in your rear end, man.
It's good that you didn't do it.
I took the picture. I was like, I want to do Johnny Drama, though.
You'd love to take that bat.
Yeah, the golf club.
Golf club, right?
It's one of my favorite scenes. 405, the guy's in J.O. like that dude. He comes out. Whap, whap, whap.
What was the Michael Douglas movie when he wore the Egan glasses? Falling Down.
Oh, that was great.
And he wore the Egan glasses.
Yes.
And he looked deranged like Pat.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
I knew something was up
He
with...
had your glasses in that movie, didn't he?
Not even close.
Something was up with Anthony yesterday when he came over to me. He says, "You got a second to talk?" And he brings me in
Well, it
here.
wasn't just that. It was
No,
like
I know.
20 things like that.
Oh, 20 things were all
and,
in.
and Anthony starts out the conversation. It was funny, and he was kidding around. He goes, "Did you ever just want to kill somebody?"
Yes, Anthony.
And I go,
Anthony, yes,
no.
I have. Yes, I have.
Well, yeah, you have.
I know.
I meant more like punch somebody.
I knew
you're just-
exactly
you're
where
just
you were at,
going-
though. I could feel you.
You're just
I
going-
didn't know about the drive-through story until later
Well,
yesterday.
There was a million
though.
of them. It was like the whole weekend. It was like everybody was. So I have the Goots. I take the Goots to PetSmart. All right.
Okay.
To get groomed.
Right.
I had to go do that Saturday.
So what happened?
So, whatever. My wife gets a call. You got to come pick your dog up. Now, meanwhile, he's the most mild-mannered dog. Like he could have a steak, you could take it from him. He wouldn't touch it. Oh, he was a wild animal. This and that. Right. Couldn't corral him. I go pick him up. He looks like a dumpster diver dog. Like. Mazy, like all like half done, like shaved.
Aww.
He looks like insane. Then I see he's got a nick on his Johnson.
Oh no!
Well, that's why the dog's upset.
Why are they shaving the Johnson?
There's a couple spots where there were nicks,
and there it was.
including the Johnson.
That's why the dog's.
And I'm going,
Nick your Johnson, and Nick your Johnson. You'd feel it.
And they were like, "Oh, he's not welcome back."
Oh, wow,
What?
that's great.
Right, but I didn't know at the time. I go, I'm sorry, apologize.
And then you find out.
Because I know he's a good dog, right? Like, never. Sweetheart, like the dog's a beautiful animal. And then I bring him home and I'm just looking at him, and he's got nicks all over, including the Johnson.
Well, that's not good.
You nicked the Johnson. Come on.
All bets are off.
Exactly.
That's why, you got to take care of that stuff.
Right.
I think I've ever nicked the
good razor.
Wait a minute. You don't use Manscaped. I have all the Manscaped products.
All right, They're
really good. Hey, Anthony, have a good day today, buddy.
Two of my boys.
Hey, support life-saving cancer research. Join us and our generous partner, All Seasons Comfort Control. Make a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research today. Go to 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR because cancer research saves lives. Tomorrow, the boys will be at the Brian Dawkins golf outing at Penn Oaks. It'll be a big Wednesday. Don't miss it. John Kincade Show saying, have a great Tuesday, everybody.
Hey, guys, you can go yard all summer long with $5 Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. This season, all customers will get $5 for every home run hit by both teams when you place a $25 to hit a home run wager on Tuesday MLB games. And the best part about Dinger Tuesdays is even if your bet loses, FanDuel will pay you $5 for every home run. The Phillies, they are hot. Hitting homers is just what they do. Look at them tonight against the Padres. Maybe Schwarber starts to get hot. Castellanos, why not there? I think JT Realmuto, he's going to go yard tonight. So what are you waiting for? Pick your home run hitter and turn big swings into big wins. There's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. Head over to your FanDuel account or download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Bob. That's promo code Bob. 21 plus in Pennsylvania. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
For someone who's super, super hot, you're really cranky.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.